tomato clone. I hate mayonnaise.
I love people of color.
Never ever back down when you're accused of being a racist.
Why the f I take any responsibility for anything going wrong in my life when there's a whole bunch of perfectly good women, black people, and Jews to blame?
Zero word of the day.
Ladies and gentlemen, hope you're having a wonderful night tonight. It is only 24 hours and 13 minutes late getting to stream, but we made it. And it's just going to be a solo stream. It's going to be super relaxed, super chill. Not a whole lot going on. I say that as if there isn't always something going on to some level or other. Hope you're all having a... Oh, am I quiet? Oh, no. Shoot. Yo, 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 try that. All right, that should be a little better. My bad. Apologies, all right? I came in here this morning, I left my door unlocked, and I had everything on the floor because one of my children came in here and started messing with the microphones and everything. So, all right. my bad, all right? I apologize. As I said, something's always going wrong. Listen, you can't be 24 hours late and show up on time with everything working as it should. But I hope you're all having a... way better, still gay. Well, yeah, maybe that's it. So instead of, it's just going to be a solo stream, just me talking, but maybe I'll switch up the voice a little bit to give you guys a little bit of a different dynamic, okay? But we do have a few things to get to. So the reason that there was no stream yesterday, of course, was because I was down in Nebraska shooting the Waltz 9, the Zermatt Arms Waltz 9 with Joel Park and David down there. And they let me shoot as much as I wanted, and which was quite ridiculous. In fact, more than I wanted in some cases. My hands were hurting, my fingers were cracking, and they just kept handing me magazines. So I just got to shoot the Waltz 9 as much as I wanted, a little bit more than I wanted, and it was a very, very fun time. Should have a video on that at some point in the future. I'm sure there'll be lots of little Instagram clips and other things. Make Richard show his face. You don't want that. You don't want that. Yeah, so I was very busy yesterday shooting 1,500 rounds, 1,200 rounds yesterday through the Waltz 9, plus a few other handguns that I was shooting with the guys. So it was a very high round count day for me, probably the most I'd ever shot in one day, probably ever, I think. So that was fun, bit of a different experience to do that through a 4 different $5,000 handguns, which was very interesting, which we will talk about in a little bit more detail later on. But a little bit of business stuff, I guess, to get to. So the Discord has been having some issues as of late. There's a few people in there, we believe, just mass reporting everyone, giving little pee-pee slaps, little timeouts to everybody, which is, it's a little gay, it's a little obnoxious, but at the same time, it's really fun, you know, because it gives you something to do every day. There's always something going on. There's always something happening. There's intrigue, there's drama, there's all the fun things going on. And it also helps me personally with my litigation against these individuals. For those of you who don't know, I mean, last time I talked about this was like 3 months ago, but I mean, we're currently doing a John Doe style litigation against basically everyone. So a John Doe litigation is where we don't exactly know who the perpetrators are, so we can file a lawsuit and get it started without any actual defendants in it, which is really fun. So we can like subpoena Discord and all these other people to give us all the names and email addresses and IP addresses of the people reporting us, which is really cool. So I am excited to have all of their names and addresses on my desk at some point. I think that will be very interesting to see all their little names next to each other. I think that will be fun, you know, just for a future point in time, a future reference. I think it's cool, right? So, I mean, honestly, I appreciate it. It does make my case stronger. Of course, the more it continues to happen, the more individuals continue to participate in it. So I do like that quite a bit. But there will be a new Discord created at some point, and it will be invite only, which is kind of obnoxious, but that's the only way to do it and get everybody in there safely, I guess, is the right way. So it'll still be free, but invite only. So if you're a regular in the chat, if you're a cool dude, you know, you can get in, okay? All right? But if you're just like, you've never spoken before in the chat, you've never talked to me online or offline, then like, I'm sorry. Right. So it's for cool people only. All right. Regulars. All right. The people I know. Okay. That's it. And of course, if you sign up on Subscribestar or Ko-Fi or something like that, I'm sure we can work something out. But that's about that. Central Sands Defense out doing work saying, I demand entertainment while I drive. Well, hopefully you're just driving, not working, because I do have some work clips for you. Something that'll be very, very entertaining. But maybe we should actually just get into the show now. Okay, that's enough. That's enough preamble and other nonsense, silly stuff. No, you can't. Can't get in. Sorry, bro. Being cool isn't enough? No, you got to be cool to me, okay? All right? Unbelievable. You can't just be cool in your own personal life. Don't crash. All right, well, hey, how about we get into a real story? Some hard-hitting news coming out of Olive Garden? Now, this is tragic, of course. This is sad. But in a really funny way, I guess. Prior suicide. One of the worst ways to go imaginable. I can't believe somebody was insane enough to do this. Like, it's tragic that they were at this point in their life and they felt like this was the only thing that they had and they just had to end it all. Getting to that point was tragic. But the way to go is wild. Prior suicide, Olive Garden chef killed after diving head first into deep fryer. Yikes. In front of screaming colleagues. You know those memes where it's like, I'm about to alter your life forever. And then they just kill themselves in front of somebody else, right? Just to alter their life path for no reason whatsoever. That's kind of what this feels like. It's maybe it's the hardest way to go out, okay? Or maybe you just really love their breadsticks and you just want to become one with the breadsticks and you're like, listen, this is the pathway to nirvana. This is the gateway to breadstick heaven, is through the dimension of boiling oil. You know, back in the day, this used to be a way to execute people. Now people just doing it for fun. People have so little in their lives to complain about that they're jumping in vats of oil as a creative way to off themselves. Wild. It's like, are there no tall buildings, no guns, nothing? You're just poison, drugs, driving a car at 140 miles an hour into a telephone pole. I mean, it is legitimately tragic, but it's just the methodology right? The methodology is wacky. An Olive Garden chef has died, and it was a chef too, has died after jumping headfirst into a searing hot, deep fat fryer in an apparent suicide attempt, police have said. The worker has no, oh, he didn't die. He survived. Oh my gosh. I didn't realize that. The worker, who has not been identified, stripped naked before taking the horrifying plunge at the chain's restaurant in Williamsport, Pennsylvania. Why strip naked, though? If it's suicide, like, who cares if you ruin your clothes, right? Right? Like I said, that adds another element to it. Horrified colleagues and customers were heard screaming as the tragic incident unfolded. Officers were called to the restaurant shortly after 4 p.m. Friday night. According to a 911 call retrieved by local outlet, an emergency dispatcher can be heard saying, "I don't have a lot of details. People screaming some kind of burn victim in the grim recording." That is definitely some kind of burn victim. The operator later told officers a male victim went headfirst into the fryers. The cook was rushed to the hospital with severe burn injuries, but sadly, okay, so he did pass away, but sadly succumbed to his injuries. I don't know if you would want to survive. Like, obviously, like, there's always value in life, and I'm sure you can have some measure of wellness even after some horrifying injury like this. But to go head first into boiling oil, like, it would melt through your eyelids, it would melt out your eyeballs, like, you're probably no hearing, no smell, like, it would destroy if you manage to survive. No eyesight, maybe no hearing, smell, taste, all of these things are like maybe a no. So I mean, it honestly might in some ways be a worse fate to survive that type of thing. A female employee also suffered burn victims after she and other workers tried to stop the man from injuring himself further. So I imagine after he put himself headfirst into the fryer that they attempted to stop him from doing that, and the flailings and the screams and the flying oil. I mean, good on them for attempting to save him, right? And whatever, mental deficiency or depression or, medication he was going through to put him in that position, you got to pray for him and the soul of him and everybody around him for that. That is absolutely tragic. The actual precedent to this. A second ambulance was dispatched to treat her injuries. Both Olive Garden and a spokesman for the Pennsylvania State Police have said the incident was a suicide attempt. Wacky methodology, but tragic circumstances. All right. Well, maybe a little bit lighter news. Do you guys remember the Antifa warlord from like a week ago? Right? He was after the Minneapolis happenings with Pretty and Good. He was out there saying, we need to be up in arms in the streets. We need to be taking these guys down. We need to be out there with guns. We got to stop these ICE fascists. Well, he's been arrested, and he's now, ICE is detaining him. And then he's spitting on ICE agents or just a reporter, somebody recording him, which is like probably another crime, which is really stupid to do. That feels like a bad idea. It just feels stupid, right? So Antifa warlord Kyle Wanger spit on officers during his arrest. So that's another charge. Do you all think he'll escape justice since he'll likely be prosecuted/tried in Minneapolis? I'm not sure if the charges are going to be federal, though. I'm sure there are some state and local charges as well, but I wonder if the threats against federal officers, surely that's a federal crime. But he is officially locked up, at least for now, until some progressive DA gets him off with, $0 bail or something retarded, right? But for the moment, the man is where he needs to be. Now, in another bit of dour news, I'm sure you're all well aware of Blue Jean Operator. Well, his channel got yeeted, just completely down the tubes gone through a series of AI automated strikes. So if you're not familiar with the way that it works on YouTube, you essentially have a 3-strike process. If you get 3 strikes within 90 days, you're automatically deleted. It's an automatic process. So you can get strikes randomly. Like maybe there's a phrase from a video 2 years ago that some AI algorithm somewhere doesn't think is quite kosher. And so they give you a strike for that. And it's just random. Like, for instance, you could say a number and a gun and a website, in that order. And then years later, it's retroactively deemed violating TOS, right? Then you get a strike. So his main channel has 3 strikes, is terminated, is gone, unless Team YouTube steps in to help him out. So, the only way to get Team YouTube to actually do something is to have a really big following. So we're talking like, administrative results, Grand Thumb. Some of these other guys are big enough to actually have a direct YouTube rep and to be able to affect change. If it happens to a smaller channel, like, Blue Jean Operator was, I think, $250,000, $500,000, somewhere between there, which is a decent sized channel in GunTube. It's a very, very good sized channel in GunTube. But for the grand scheme of YouTube, it's very small, so they're probably not going to care. Now, he does have a backup channel called the Marauder Network, which let me go ahead and paste that in the YouTube chat there for all of you to enjoy should you need to actually find him. He does have a backup channel that he will continue to upload called the Marauder Network, currently at 21K subs, but if he chooses to continue, and Nick, I met Nick the last couple years at SHOT Show, good friend of Cody, seems like a good dude, so help him out. Help a brother out, okay? Because let's be real here. If you're not Grand Thumb or a few other of the big guys that don't really do anything interesting, your days are numbered on YouTube, all right? And they can take you down for anything, anytime, any reason. And if you happen to be somebody like me, which is like the worst of both worlds, you do a little bit of politics, a little bit of current news, and you do gun stuff, and you say some spicy things sometimes, then you're just a little bit more marked for death. All right. So my days on YouTube are certainly numbered, which is why you should all follow me on Rumble. I've also thought about doing Rumble exclusive streams where I can actually just talk about, guns and show guns live. Or would it be fun to do like a live stream of shooting guns with like a really good instructor or somebody like that? Or, some of your favorite characters out there, and do that all live? That'd probably be cool. Can't do that on YouTube though, because YouTube is mega gay. Rumble, however, you can. So I probably need to do some more actual Rumble exclusive content so that people have a reason to actually go over there and follow that stuff. So, well, that's the thing. So it's going to be random, especially when anything that has to do with FRTs or full auto, like they'll retroactively hit a video. So I had a video that went through a review process, got greened, right? So manually reviewed as positive for ads. And then like 2 months later gets age restricted. And it's like, and it's very arbitrary. YouTube is very big. It's all spaghetti code behind the scenes. Does anybody actually know how it works? Probably not. But yeah, no, I'll probably start making Rumble exclusive content. And also, just interesting little side note is that Rumble actually did start paying out streamers like a pretty healthy amount for not very many views over there. Like not very much at all. But they handed me a considerable check for the amount of watch time I get over there. So I might, that incentivizes me for sure to actually stream over there and to do cool stuff over there and to actually, do exclusive stuff on the platform. So if that continues, Rumble will be a place to go. But once again, go ahead and check out Marauder Network. Help a brother out, okay? Help a brother out. Just do it. All right. Yeah, Red Right Hand Cody says, I have had 3-year-old videos get removed randomly. YouTube sucks. YouTube's trash, dog. I say it's trash as if it doesn't have like the best UI, as if it doesn't allow me to, multi-stream, as if it doesn't allow me to make an insane amount of money, right? I say it's trash because it could be better, okay? It has the potential to be like the perfect video platform, and they constantly shoot themselves in the foot, right? Because it's normie, certain spicy words that I shouldn't say if I want to stay on YouTube. Got to be careful. And Rumble's quite the opposite. Rumble's UI is not as good. Their algorithm is not as good. The streaming is not as good. But, give it time. YouTube's had 15 years, no, almost 17 years to get it right. So they've been at it a little bit longer. Hopefully Rumble can actually do something of interest. A little bit more gun news. I know, gay stuff. Jeez. Can we get into like Fed slop? A major firearms distributor serving thousands of retailers across multiple countries files for bankruptcy. North Carolina based outdoor goods distributor reported roughly $83 million in unsecured claims. Now, this is a Big Rock Sports LLC. If you've ever been in the gun industry, if you've ever worked for an FFL or even a department store that had like, a gun side of things or a sporting goods side of things, and you've heard of Big Rock Sports LLC, a key supplier serving tens of thousands of retailers across the U.S. and abroad, has filed for Chapter 7 bankruptcy liquidation in the U.S. Bankruptcy Court for the Eastern District of North Carolina. According to court documents obtained by Fox Business, the North Carolina-based company reported more than $100 million in liabilities. Ouch. Compared with an estimate assets of between $10 and $50 million. Quick math for everybody out there that's not an accountant, all right? $10 million in assets versus $100 million in liabilities, not very good. Now, what's funny is there's a similar story, different, right? But Warner Bros., the big company that does all the movies and TV and stuff like that, I want to say they have like $40 billion in debt and less than $1 billion of assets. Like, it's a horrible ratio to hold. But they have $40 billion in debt, which is why they're currently getting sold to Netflix. Now, that's great. Now, maybe somebody comes along and buys them out. Maybe there's some sort of debt acquisition process or, liquidation process is what's going through right now, but not a great ratio. $100 million in liabilities, up to, 10 on the low end to $50 million of actual assets. The bankruptcy filing does not specify what triggered the liquidation, but indicates that Big Rock Sports was overwhelmed by a surge of lawsuits from property owners, suppliers, and business partners. Why are they getting sued? Well, probably for not delivering on time, would be my guess. That would be my guess. Roughly $83 million in unsecured claims are expected to go unpaid, according to SBG Media, although the company's website is currently inaccessible. Archive versions reviewed by Fox Business show Big Rock Sports claim to have served more than 20,000 retailers across the fishing, shooting, camping, taxidermy, and marine industries. The distributor said its operations span the U.S., Canada, and the Caribbean, along with 8 other countries, worked with roughly 1,200 vendors operating at 850,000 square foot of distribution space in North Carolina, Minnesota, and Nevada. Although Big Rock is one of the largest outdoor sporting goods distributors in North America, we're much more than that, of course. We're so much more than that. We're like a family. We're like a family, guys. The company stated on its website, we offer an exclusive array of tools and resources that are designed to give retailers a competitive edge. Big Rock Sports traces its roots back to 1955 when All Sports Supply was founded in Portland, Oregon. The history of Big Rock Sports goes back more than 60 years, blah, blah, blah. In Oregon, at that time, sporting goods was a much more personal business. The distributors knew the names of the retailers as well as their families, and now it is not that. Back in the day when I worked in a department store in college, Bimart, we used Big Rock. What is it? Big Rock? It is Big Rock, right? Am I retarded? Big Rock, yeah. Big Rock Sports LLC was one of our distributors where we would get like random things from. And this is back in like the 2017, 2018 timeframe. Well, 2016, 2018 is when I worked there. So not Hot Topic, Bimart, which sounds actually just as gay as Hot Topic. Bimart. All right, where's the straight mart or the gay mart? No. We only have the Bimart here, sir. Got to go to the other one, right? All right. Let's see. Is this even worth talking about? Maybe. It might be funny. Let's go to the other one. All right. So this is mildly funny. HK being HK once again. Not only does HK hate you as a civilian, but HK hates everybody that doesn't buy for them. All right. So in a ruling that will surprise, this is from Forgotten Weapons, Ian doing good reporting on it. In a ruling that will surprise absolutely nobody, H&K's attempt to sue Finland for adopting a rifle made in Finland has not succeeded. And now they get to pay the legal fees to Seiko and the Finnish defense, which is truly shocking. So HK is like, hey, we didn't win that contract and you selected your own rifle. well, you're in breach of your agreements for that trial or something like that. So you owe us a contract and lots of money. And then, it's like, all right, we'll go to trial in Finland, like home country advantage. It's like China trying to sue the US in the US. Although with our gay retarded government, that may not work out very well for us. But I mean, in a real world, it's like you go to another country, try to sue them there in their own country against their own country's interests. I feel like that's just a losing proposition, right? I feel like that's just a losing proposition. But conclusion of the procurement procedure: the contracting authority has not acted in breach of procurement because it's their own country. Regulations: when it is made the procurement in request from SACO, there are no grounds for changing the outcome of the market's court decisions. Legal costs: hey, guess what, H&K? You get to pay us our legal costs. And I don't know what they use in Finland. Thank you, Poop, for sending that to me while I'm streaming. Come on, man. Unbelievable. It's fine. All right. Well, should we get into... Yeah, I know to disregard. Should we get into Scotty K Fitness? That could be fun. That could be a little silly. HK losing again. Still won't bring us an MP7, by the way. Still won't bring us anything that we actually want. But at least they also lose overseas, and it's just a little bit funny to actually watch. All right. Now, if you guys don't remember this little bit of silliness going on, let me see. Here we go. From Faceless or Wang Af, the Shave Scotty arc is complete. So Scotty K Fitness, famous for his what's it, the shaft rake, or there's some funny term there for his oversized, overhyped stash, has shaved it in lieu of his doxing a couple people, a disabled person, somebody with kids, all that other funny stuff. And deservedly having a bit of a fall off, famously making a crying apology video where he kind of like emasculates himself on screen. Just a little awkward, but now he's come back with a response to all of the allegations, and the response is not very good. Not very good at all. Let me see if I can find the apology video, because I do want to... Scotty K Fitness apology, because I want to contrast these two videos together. Logan, shut up. I'm going to kill you. All right, here we go. You
all an apology.
So this is what he looks like before. He's being really somber. He's really being really quiet with his oversized stash there.
I owe you all an apology. For days now, I have been lying to myself, saying things like, I'm a good person. I've done a lot of good for the world.
Lay sad. It's a big deal, guys. I'm so sorry that I disappointed you all and pretended to be a good person. Anyways, how about we contrast that with his response? So he's now shaved. Hashtag SS has succeeded. No more stash. Now he just looks like your regular Portland aficionado. All he needs is a beanie. He's got a regular hat on. Looks great. Reload the page. Come on, Meta.
Address all of the controversy all at once. This is going to be a very long video, so hold up here or somewhere for 2x speed. Starting out, did I respond to a hateful comment with hate and making fun of somebody who was a paraplegic? Yes. And for that, Cody, I am sorry. Did I receive a comment?
Cody also, I appreciate Cody, who is the paraplegic victim of Scotty K's doxing. So I like how Scotty's like, Cody, I'm really sorry that I doxed you and your family. Anyways, moving on. He's not actually going to make it right to him at all. He's just going to move on from it. So Cody, if you're watching this, which you've been watching a lot, I hope you actually get something real out of this, not just an apology from a gay man. Because, I mean, come on. It's not worth it. I mean, hopefully Faceless actually does get the stash, all the hairs pinned on his wall. I think that would be very funny. I would personally find that very funny.
And stating that I look like the gay.
Yeah, no, he literally doxed a wheelchair-bound man and also another family with kids. He just went ahead and posted their address online, which is really cool to do, to his 2 million Instagram followers, whatever he has on X and TikTok and YouTube combined. I don't know if it's over 3 million combined, but it's over 2 million combined. So it's a lot of people. Okay. It's my bad. Anyways, moving on.
The uncle from the Ozark television show. Yep. Which is true and objectively hilarious. And from that comment,
yeah, he says this as if that whole somebody made a joke that he looks like a gay person from a TV show, which he does. I mean, honestly, he looks like a generic gay person if we're being real. And he got so butthurt and so upset at that he decided to, angrily roll up his sleeves and dox them online, talking like a tough guy. And then he flips back to crying on camera in his apology and being like, "Oh, I need to go away for my safety." Something. And then now he's back to playing the faux tough guy again. Right? What is this, trench grenade? Come on.
I made a video where people have redacted information to make it seem as if I have doxed this person. I gave this person's name, profile photo, place of employment, and how long he worked there, state that he lived in, birth month, birth year, and 3 random first names as possible associates. All of those things were on his public Facebook profile. The things that I did give in the video that were not public information, I got off of Google, not because I used to be a bounty.
Right. Well, and he also claimed like, "Listen, I used to be a bounty hunter. Anyways, here's the picture of your house." It's like, you can't just do that to 2 million people. All right. It's like if I post I don't know, a picture of my car outside, and then somebody with 2 million followers is like, "Hey, here's his license plate number. Go get him, guys." It's like, you might be technically dodging some sort of other person's allegation when it comes to doxing, but you're still a gay retard.
Hunter. That information was the last 4 digits of his phone number and the name of the street that he was last listed at residing at. Now, I took that.
Yeah, so I didn't dox them. I just gave every single person that follows me all of the information that they would need to find him and his family. I mean, come on. I didn't doxing. Psh, couldn't be me.
That video down shortly after because his family reached out and asked me to do so. Afterwards, that same individual messaged me and attempted to blackmail me.
Starfish Prime, I know that Nikki MGT already covered it like 2 hours ago. If you watched his video on it, he probably did a better job than I'm going to. He's also funny. So shout out to Nikki MGT.
For followers, to which I ignored. Now, a large group of people on the internet decided this was enough of a justification to dox my entire life. So photos of my home, address, legal documents, birth certificate, all ended up on the internet. Now, most of this started as in response to the ICE video that I made. And whenever that video went live, I did start getting death threats. And I've gotten death threats before, so I handled it the same way I did last.
Yeah, I mean, doxing the guy's kids, super nice. Very, very nice of you. Wonderful thing to do. And he tries to play the victim like he tried to blackmail me. I was on a stream with Faceless and Cody, and I told Cody, like, he needs to just make you whole, right? So whatever that dollar amount is that he did in damages, like, he needs to just make you whole, right? Whatever that might be, whether that's the money to put in a nice ramp at your place or something like that, because he's in a wheelchair, right? So he needs to make you whole. So I think that Cody, the guy who this guy doxed, one of the guys that this guy doxed, should be made whole, like some sort of real restitution, not a, "I'm sorry, I'll shave, I'm sorry."
Last time where I called in a watch order on my home. Usually it's just internet trolls. When I called in that watch order, I was in the airport about to step on the plane to go to New York for a charity organization. Once I landed in New York, this whole thing went sideways. And I spent the following 3 days trying to get home in the snow and the ice. During that time, Rise dropped me as an athlete. And I'm not mad at them. As a business owner myself, I understand. After it happened, I had a conversation with the CEO and we ended it on good terms. By the time I got home...
Yeah, you can't dox disabled people and their children, right? It's just one of those things that we just don't want. We don't want our representatives doing, just to know.
That non-emergency call that I made to my local police department had also been released. From that audio getting released, a lot of people were like, "Wow, he abandoned his children." They were in an Airbnb with an army friend of mine, just in case. And again, I had handled death threats before. It's not uncommon on the internet. Now, this is when things really started to spiral out of control. People started throwing around allegations. And what they're referring to is that 9 years ago, in my previous marriage, I had an affair with a woman who had previously been dating a cop. They just broke up. I had 3 consensual sexual encounters with this woman, once in her new apartment when I helped her move, once at my home while my wife is at work. I was a...
Ah, listen, guys, I've always been a bad person. Listen, people were trying to bring up in the past how I was a bad, degenerate person. Listen, guys, I've always been a bad guy. And his wife currently,
a bad husband. And the third at a part-time job an hour outside of town when I was working security at a construction yard as an off-duty law enforcement officer. Afterwards, she told me that she still loved her ex-boyfriend, that she was going to get back with him and tell him that we had slept together. The day after that happened, I was asked to leave the department. I was fired, which makes sense because it's a cardinal sin to sleep with another cop's girl. Again, I suck.
Yeah, little bit of an oopsie, you know, a little bit of a breach of code of conduct, you know, just a no, you know. And a lot of the times, like, listen, guys, I was totally off duty when these things occurred, okay? I clocked out, went inside, clocked back in, all right? Totally off duty. Totally not on the taxpayer's dime, all right?
Sucked. Not just because of that, but because I was 22 years old and lacked the critical thinking skills that it takes to be a good police officer.
My brother, there are like 15 and 16-year-olds that like fought in World War II. Okay? Good guys on both sides. All right. And I feel like saying I'm only 22. I'm a boy. I'm just a little boy. I'm only 22. Oh, I'm just a boy. I'm just a boy at 22. I couldn't make a lifer call at 22. I'm like, really? Really? I mean, like, some people are like, you know, a half decade deep in the military at that point. I feel like you're a man. I mean, maybe I'm crazy. Like 25 is when your brain like roughly stops developing, right? So, I mean, I think there's a little bit of a cutoff there, but 22, like, you know, listen, okay, but I had 6 figures of debt at 22 years old. Not really. I did not have that much debt, but you know, yeah, I think you were an adult. I think we call that an adult. You know, this is very woman coded, where it's like I was 22 years old and this old rich man just took advantage of me, and I'm like, you mean you were a whore? And there was a old attractive man with money, and you were attracted to his money and his power and his influence, and you were 22 years old. I kind of feel like you're an adult. I mean, or you're just a child and you don't have, you know, your body, my choice. Okay. All right. If we're going to go down that pipeline, we might as well. Modern frontier. John Brown Gun Club. I was married and had 2 kids at 22. I wasn't married yet or had kids yet, but I mean, listen, I graduated college at 22. I feel like I was, a human being capable of making my own decisions at 22. Like, pretty much, you know? It's like, I'm sorry, I was only 22 years old. I was just a baby. I just made a couple little mistakes. Oh, yeah. It has the I'm just a girl. I'm just a girl. It's like your girl after she curbs your car. And she's like, hi, sorry.
Sir, I drove 130 miles an hour everywhere I went because, again, 22 years old, and I had a cop car. If I got into pursuits or aided other departments in pursuits, I would cut off other cops to try to be a fucking hero. I would drive.
Maybe he's just a psycho. Maybe this is just, he's like, listen, I was only 22. And I'm like, no. You're just a bad person. You're like just a bad person. You're just kind of a bit of a psycho. All right? You're just a bit of a psycho. Yeah. Just Ellie things. Yeah. Unbelievable.
70 miles an hour.
Yeah, why is he admitting to a crime? He's like, yeah, listen, all right, when I was a 22-year-old police officer, I did so many bad things, so many illegal things, so many things that would get me in trouble. It was wild how bad I was as a police officer. It was wild how bad I was.
Down dirt roads. At one point, I actually ran a person off the road and didn't even realize it until 3 hours later when he called the department and was gunning for my badge. I got...
Buddy, I feel like you should have been fired for a lot of things before the whole sex with another cop's wife on duty while cheating on your own wife, your previous wife. I feel like you should have been fired for a lot of things, bro. Like, also, Okay, let's put ourselves in his shoes here, okay? Let's pretend we're his manager or we're his agent, okay? And he sends us this video as a draft and he's like, yo, Al, what do you think about this video? I think it's going to get people back on my side of things. And we're just like, delete this. Never post this. If you post this, I quit. All right? You got me? Hang up. And then call the guy a retard underneath your breath. And probably a couple other slurs. Unbelievable.
Written up all the time for these things. So it made sense.
Well, I haven't heard this one. Strategic Haley says he got banned from a range he tried to teach at for destroying a bunch of steel. I haven't heard that, but that's also funny. Why would he try and be a teacher? I feel like that's awful. I don't know. I feel like the qualifications for teaching firearms should be so much higher than what they are. Like, I would feel very uncomfortable teaching somebody. Very uncomfortable. To charge money for it anyways. I'd help people out, but charging money for it as a profession, I feel like you need to be way better than me.
That was their final straw. Now I moved down to Texas and I became a bail enforcement agent. A lot of people are saying that that's false. I was sitting in the office one day learning how to do my job, and my boss came in and handed me 2 certification cards. One was for private investigating, one was for bail enforcement agent. And I said, sir, I didn't take these exams. How did I get these? And he said, stop asking questions, son.
Ooh, his students were a dozen teenage girls. Well, they were not just financially taken advantage of. That I assure you, okay? Not even allegations. I assure you they were taken advantage of in more ways than one. Wow. Wow, 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 wow.
So I did, because I wanted to keep my job. After a while working there, I heard through the grapevine that the woman I had an affair with was alleging sex. And as you can imagine, my heart fell into my stomach. But as somebody with a background in law enforcement, albeit brief, I knew that if she had made those allegations and made...
See, that makes it even worse. You're like, listen, I did so many bad things in such a compressed time frame. Like, I wasn't a cop for very long, but I did so many bad things in this time frame. Wild, dude. Wild.
Report that there would be an investigation and that we would get through that. And because...
I've not heard that before. Badge bunnies. Now, I will say, in his defense, okay, I am not a believe all women type of person. I also don't believe all men, but I'm not a believe all women type of thing. So sometimes women, they cheat on their husbands and they feel bad and they're like, how can I make it look like I'm the good person and I'm a victim? Well, then they claim SA, right? Not saying that's what happened in this specific case, but, I don't just believe people on the internet. Now, I certainly just don't believe Scotty either, right? Very possible that he did some untoward things as he's admitting to in this video, okay? So...
it didn't happen, I wasn't worried about it. But there was never such...
Well, it is also, all right, the male feminist being accused of SA is like a stereotype, It's like the thing. It's like, you would never talk to a woman like that in front of me. I'd beat you up. Behind the scenes, it's like they're doing bad things to women, and they use this, like, facade of goodness. Yeah. Male feminist strikes again, dude. There are so many red flags in one Instagram video. Also, how long are Instagram videos now? Can you just upload like a 20-minute video to Instagram now? Like, how long is this going to be? Come on, bro.
Such an investigation nor report. So I moved on with my life. Now, I did this bail enforcement job for a few months, and then I went to Afghanistan. I've seen a lot of rumors going around that somehow I'm stolen valor, that I spent 11 years in the Oklahoma Army National Guard and I never deployed. Well, that's true. I never deployed with the Oklahoma Army National Guard. I deployed with a company called Triple Canopy. And here's a video of me in Kabul. And a screenshot with a geo...
I mean... Listen, I've never served. I don't care. But if other people care and they're like, well, you never deployed with the National Guard and you said you deployed, but you actually deployed as like a private citizen with this other group, however that works, I could see how other people would be upset. It's not my thing, right? The stolen valor claims, it's not my thing. I don't care, right? It's not my thing. But for other people, they're entitled to, roast you for it.
geolocation on it. My job title in Afghanistan was Armed Guard Level 2. I was a gate guard. Entry Control Point, ECP, and sometimes I was in machine gun towers, and those were even cardboarded up. Glorified security guard. Then there's allegations from an ex-girlfriend who was a BJJ coach, stating that I held her down by her neck and threatened to take her life. That never happened, and again, I have no evidence against it because there's no evidence for it.
Well, right, but I don't think Cody would be like, oh yeah, guys, I deployed with the military in Kuwait. It's like, well, I was a contractor. I don't know if that counts as, the same thing. It's different. It's different.
That person also allegated that I abused my children. I don't...
See, here's a strategy, okay? I gotta let you guys in on a little bit of a secret here, okay? If you're gonna try and disprove allegations or to try and assuage people's cautions over your actions, making yourself seem like a horrible person and then throwing in the allegations yourself on top of them is not good, right? That's what I would do in like a takedown video. I would point out everything bad you've done, like objectively, and then go on to the allegations, right? Because that kind of reinforces or show a pattern to get to the allegation. So when you're like, wow, I was a bad person, and then this person accused me of SA. Wild, right? And then I did this bad thing, and then somebody accused me of abusing my kids. That's wild. It's like, well, you're painting yourself as a bad person, right? You're doing that. So, and then you're saying, well, here's this other allegation that somebody said of me. It's like, well, you've only given me bad information about yourself. Like, you're not helping yourself here. Come on, bro. If I'm your PR team, like, you're a dropped client, bro.
I don't even spank my kids. Furthermore, when I started...
Spare the rod, spoil the child.
My divorce after I got home from Afghanistan, my ex-wife allegated... Now again, as somebody with a background in law enforcement, and obviously...
Wait, is this... Sorry, I want to go back. Damn it, I need to go back in this. Did he say... no, I should have downloaded this ahead of time. I want to go back and find out what he said. I'll give myself a second. I'll download it. It'll take me like 2 seconds to download it. Don't worry. Worry not. So that we can replay what he just said. CM? Does he mean like spousal abuse? Child abuse? What is he saying? What is this idiot saying? But now I got to find this point in the video too, which is going to take like 5 seconds. Allegated? He gets the spankings? Yeah. Okay, perfect. We already got it downloaded. 16 minutes long. You're insane, dude. Wild. All right. Where the heck are the... Show me the pictures of Kabul. Oh, wait. Which one was that?
And I said, sir, I didn't take these exams. How did I get these? And he said, because it did valor. Sometimes I have no evidence against it because there's no evidence for it. That person also allegated that I abused my children. Then I went employed with a company called Triple Canopy. And here's a video of me in Kabul.
Now we can go faster, though. That's
nice. And a screenshot with a geolocation on it. My job title in Afghanistan was Armed Guard Level 2. I was a gate guard. Entry Control Point, ECP, and sometimes I was in machine gun towers, and those were even cardboarded up. Glorified security guard. Then there's allegations from an ex-girlfriend who was a BJJ coach, stating that I held her down by her neck and threatened to take her life. That never happened. And again, I have no evidence against it because there's no evidence for it. That person also allegated that I abused my children. I don't even spank my kids. Furthermore, when I started my divorce after I got home from Afghanistan, my ex-wife allegated... Now again, as somebody with a background in law enforcement, and obviously as somebody who doesn't do that shit, I wasn't...
Oh, so child molestation. Wow, it's... Okay, see, another thing. See, I'm seeing a pattern here in my mind, okay, off this video. Every person you're ever with has allegated something really bad against you, which seems strange, okay? It seems strange that every person you're with allegates something really weird.
Worried. After 2 days of waiting, so any coaching from my ex-wife could be nullified, they put the children through an exam, and all of those claims were unfounded. Yet against my ex-wife, there were unallegated yet substantiated claims of abuse, neglect, endangerment, threat of physical violence, and refusal of medical care. That's how I have custody of my kids. And for quite some time, I was a single father, trying to make it. So sometimes my kids miss bath night. Most nights they ate microwavable chicken nuggets and goldfish. And for breakfast, it was fucking yogurt. Moving on to the Tulsa Community College controversy. I was a police officer at the Metro campus of the Tulsa Community College. Now, some of the allegations I'm seeing from that is that I talked about blowjobs in the squad room with other cops. That's probably true. Cops do that. That I joked about making an OnlyFans. I made that joke 3 weeks ago too, and on various live streams. Another one of the allegations from that.
Well, the difference is making it to your coworkers who may or may not be female may be a violation of certainly like HR policies, but probably also code of conduct in these places.
Is that I looked up a student on Facebook because she was attractive. I was 25 at a college. That was a college-age student.
Oh my gosh, dude. Okay, B, if you're a police officer, if your goal is to protect, and that's not quite the entire allegation, right? The allegation was that you saw a hot girl wearing no bra, and then you creepily followed them, looked them up online to try and figure out who it was for the purposes of asking them out while on duty as a campus police guard. I feel like he's missing a few things out. And the age thing, we got to stop with that, bro. We got to stop, all right? It's like, I'm 30 years old now. I can't be like, guys, I'm sorry. I'm only 30 years old. Just a baby. I'm just a little baby. I just made a couple oopsies. It's like Grantham being 40 and being like, I just am so young and immature with all of my wives. It's just one of those things.
That probably happened. And then in that report, it also states that I bragged about cheating on my wife 35 times. 35 is a really weird number. What happened there is that there was another police officer going through a divorce because his wife cheated. And so I was trying to build a rapport with him, telling him I was going through the same thing, that my wife cheated on me, so I cheated on her, and we went back and forth in this super duper toxic.
Oh, your wife cheated on you? That's so funny. I cheated on my wife with another police officer's wife, actually. No, that's a really bad story, actually. You're talking to a cop about how his wife cheated on him, while at the same time you're like, oh yeah, I cheated with another police officer's wife as well. Maybe it was your wife, bro. That's wild story there, dude. How do you think that helps you?
Relationship. Now, just short of a week before I was questioned about those ridiculous claims, I actually filed an HR complaint against my captain and my lieutenant, where it states that I fear retaliation from them. And I found that report, and it's right here. Please pause to read.
No, I'm not going to read that.
After I sent in that HR complaint, I stayed home. I didn't go back to work. And when I didn't reach a resolve, I took all of my police gear and put it in a cardboard box and took it up to headquarters, turned it into the police chief and said, I quit. And he said, whoa, son, don't make any rash decisions. Give me a few days to look into this. And I said, okay, sir, I respect that. And I put it back in my car and I started driving home. And then I received a call and they asked me to go to the TCC West campus to talk to somebody. I thought I was going to talk about the HR complaint. And when I sat down and they started asking me questions about inappropriate comments, I was flabbergasted. I asked them if there were reports of these things and they said, yeah. And they had previously done this to a separate police officer.
Duber John says, can we boost Life of Chud from the memes channel on stream? Life of Chud. Is that a game reference? What are we talking about? Like his Life of Chud. You just tag me in it or something. Gotta actually let me see it, okay, bro? A random YouTube comment is not gonna help.
So I said, no, fuck it. I quit. I was gonna quit 20 minutes ago. Come get your shit out of my car. And I left. And some people are saying, is this why you take jobs like this so that you can people and then quit during the investigation so you don't get charged? That's not how crime works. And past that, people are saying
that might be how internal investigations works, though, not necessarily crimes. Because I don't think anyone, well, some of them are allegating. I'm just gonna say allegating, okay? It's mimetic, all right? Like listening to Candace Owens for too long. So it's very reminiscent of Candace Owens. So I'm just gonna say allegated, all right? So when people are allegating you doing crimes and then you just go away, or even just breach of code of conduct or something like that. If you don't work there anymore, what is HR supposed to do? Refire you, hire you again to fire you again? Probably not.
Changed his name to run away from these things. Also, not a thing. I publicly stated and stand by the fact that I changed my name because my parents suck. And I didn't want to get married to my wife and give her that last name. I want to address the fact that I sucked in the military, and I've told you all that. The first contract I had was 6 years long in the Oklahoma Army National Guard as an infantryman, and I was a specialist the entire time. As a matter of fact, I was a specialist the entire time I was in the Army, and that's embarrassing because it was 11 fucking years. My first contract, I was fat. I told you all this. I faked a back injury so I wouldn't have to do a PT test because I wasn't gonna fucking pass one.
Bro, this is just Private Kearns, but on test. That's all that this is. Private Kearns is creepy and degen and fat and fakes injuries to not do PT. And that's this guy, Scotty K and Kearns. Scotty K, it's Scotty Kearns. Private Kearns, Scotty Kearns, it's all coming together, all right? Fat, obese, waste of life in the military, degenerate, kicked out of everything they do, bad at everything they do, everybody else's fault, gets allegations allocated by everybody around them, blames everybody else, and then gets on Ozempic and test to not be that way anymore, okay? And then 10 years later, it all gets rediscovered.
Lacked the self-respect to hold myself accountable. After I got home from Afghanistan, I decided to re-enlist because they were offering $15,000 for a 3-year contract. Unheard of at the time. So I took it because I was fucking poor. But at that time, I was a single dad. I couldn't afford childcare long enough to go to basic leadership school to pick up sergeant or E5, even though I was in a team leader position. And even if I was in a relationship, that woman was not willing to watch my kids for up to 3 weeks for that basic leadership school. So after the 3-year contract, I re-signed a 1-year extension to go and become a medic. I had to retake my ASVAB because my first score was 34. I was a fucking 17-year-old kid. Since I had my EMT certification,
Age again. Dude, that's 3 times. At least, no, it's 4 times because it was 22, 25, 17. Okay, no, he keeps using his age as an excuse.
At this time, I decided I'm going to go be medic because they promised me it was an E5 slot. And I put a lot of value in that promotion. I got to the new unit and asked them, hey, when am I picking up my 5s? And they said, oh, this is an E4 slot. And that sucked. So I crashed out and I went to RSU to do the Green to Gold program, which is going from enlisted to officer. And I did almost an entire semester with that until the NCOIC, or the non-commissioned officer in charge, called me and told me that I didn't have a GI Bill anymore because I took a longer than 12-month break in service between my first and second contract without a religious exemption that had to be predetermined. So I dropped a hardship packet and separated. And I am embarrassed about my time in the military because I sucked. Some people are saying that I faked my burn injuries. Nope, trigger warning. I'm about to show you photos. It's fucking gross. Also, here's...
Was that ketchup? Can I go back? Ah, dude, I want to go back like 2 seconds.
To show you photos. It's fucking gross.
That's not that gross. I mean, those look like serious burns, but that's nothing out of the ordinary.
Also, here's the city of Tulsa paying me a disability claim for those burns and my knee surgery. As a struggling poor father of 2, I actually did make an OnlyFans one time, and it failed embarrassingly.
Brother, stop, dude. You're not helping yourself. Listen, I definitely wouldn't joke about OnlyFans with creators. Anyways, at one point in my time, I did. What is more embarrassing? What could possibly be more embarrassing than creating a failed OnlyFans? Dude, I think he gets off. I think he gets off on the humiliation. I think that this is some sort of like flogging himself publicly humiliation ritual kink. This is weird. Could there be anything else more embarrassing to admit as a father of 2 that you have a failed OnlyFans? I mean, for me, it's like max comedy value. But what are you doing? What are you doing? Yeah. First off, go to confession. All right. So in Orthodoxy, you would have to go through a life confession during your catechesis to actually become a member of the Orthodox Church. And you're going to have a lovely, like 10-hour sit down with a priest. All right. You're going to have a wonderful time. But you should be telling it to them, not people online for internet updates. All right. And to make yourself feel better by flagellating yourself online.
I made $22 and never cashed it out because, again, it was embarrassing. Then I took a construction job and got laid off, and then took a job working as a school resource officer. About 3 months into that...
Oh, no, dude. Somebody found the school resource officer's OnlyFans. Gross. Yes, exactly. This is his PR manager right now, slamming the ground, absolutely slamming that. Yeah, I sent him the 22. Tragic, dude. Wild. No, you should not be allowed within 500 feet of a school. How do you get a job as a school resource officer with allegations of child molestation? Because, I mean, like, I know, like, allegations aren't proof of anything, of course, but I feel like if I have the choice of a resource officer who doesn't have child molestation allegations, alligators, whatever you want to call it, I feel like I go with the other guy, right? Wild. Mark 2 Mod 1 says ASVAB was 95 at 17. This dude's just a smooth brain. Listen, he literally got 1/3 of your score, Mark 2 Mod 1. He got 1/3 of your score. All right. and has a failed OnlyFans.
The school administrator pulled me into his office and said, "Do you have a fucking OnlyFans?" To which I replied with, "Oh, I resign. That's weird. I mean, do you?"
Sorry you found out about that. I'm gonna go now. You found out about my background. I'm God. I don't want to have another investigation on my hands.
See my junk. And they tried to talk me out of it. That's when I went to EMT school. Now, since the smear campaign has happened, I've had a lot of friends turn against me, and I'm not going to name names. I'm not going to throw dirt.
Maybe they just disagree with you. Maybe they just think you're a bad person. That's all. Like, truly, like, I think you should stick by your friends as much as possible, even when they have failings and things that they've done wrong in their life, because you want them to stick by you. If you ever actually do something wrong, you need help and support in that way. But maybe you just lie to everybody around you, and then the more they find out about you, much like this 16-minute long video, they're just kind of disgusted to be around you. So maybe they just leave because they think you're a bad person. Maybe that's it.
I understand why they did it. And I still have love for those people, but they'll never hold a place in my life again. People have been attacking my coaching business, stating that I'm V-Shred 2.0. Let's address that elephant. V-Shred made a video. Holy fuck, Vince, that was funny. I've got to give that to you. But some of the claims saying that people sign up for my coaching and never hear from me. When a client signs up for coaching with Fault Line Fitness, they are assigned a coach. I've been very open about that. There is no possible way that I can coach every single client at the price point that they pay. And I don't want to charge a fuck ton of money for online coaching. And when I introduce these clients to their coach, every single video tells them that they can reach out to me at any time because I am here with them every step of the way. Here's a compilation. Just want to say hi. Let your coach know, and I'll make time.
Dude, that mustache is horrifying to look at, dude. Maybe it's like hiding the STDs on his lips or something. That is a horrifying stash to look at.
Ask your coach, and we'll make time. I can shoot you a phone call. I hate ghost coaching. Hate it. I am here every step of the way. We'll come and chat with you. I'm always available, and I'm still here.
I wonder if he used that line in his OnlyFans. Come and chat with me.
Online fitness is not just me. I have been very open about that, and I've even posted that I'm hiring coaches multiple times. Because to make a larger impact, we have to have more people. And people who are way smarter than me. Some people have come out.
Yeah, I mean, it's such a... Again, do I have the other clip still up? I do. Okay, look at just the tone difference between these two. Like, less than a week apart.
It's all bullshit deflection to keep me from taking responsibility for my own actions. I've built this entire platform on inclusivity and kindness. And I lost sight of that in my...
A little bit of a tone shift there, don't you think? Wild. But he's definitely right. Go back to the other. You sounded way better than that other one.
Out and slammed me and my wife for having a wedding registry that was public. A lot of people in the community wanted to buy us gifts and shower us because we were having a wedding. And my house is cluttered enough, so we decided to do a wedding registry where they could donate to our honeymoon fund, and any money we weren't going to use was going to go to charity. And here are the receipts for that. My wife was also slammed because people in our Discord community have requested to crowdfund things in the past, and we allowed them to do that. And that I have a...
That is weird, though, right? I mean, I don't know how much money he makes. I'm not, I don't have access to his financials. He has a YouTube channel about the size of mine, which is not good at all. And his viewership is really terrible, and he doesn't upload or do anything on it, which is really bad. But he does have like 2 million followers on Instagram. He sells coaching. He has, an X account, a TikTok account. So, I mean, he's a sponsored athlete for all these different companies. So I feel like if you're a competent human, now 34 ASVAB, pretty damn low, but I feel like a competent human with a 2 million plus following could figure out how to monetize that in a way to be really financially successful. So, like, if my audience wanted to crowdfund me like a $600 something, like, I feel like that's a waste. I'd be like, no, I just buy the thing. Just, if you're gonna give me money for something stupid, like, you have to pay me money on stream to play a degenerate game. Like, that's what you have to do, okay? You're not gonna buy me something. You're gonna torture me, okay? That's what's gonna happen.
PO box series where people send me things that I unbox on camera as a part of community connection. And I'm not ashamed of that. Now, I have friends who have been verbally attacked, bombarded with messages and comments because they're associated with me. My coaches have seen the brunt of it. My support team. That's just not fair. I've heard people upset that I make content with my brother Wesley and that I state that I'm his full-time caregiver, but I travel a lot. I do. And we have a support system for Wesley. He can live on his own, and now he can make a grilled cheese because I taught him. And he can grocery shop on his own, but he can't drive. He's not really good at cleaning his apartment, but he wants to be independent. And he's been on food stamps his entire life, and he asked me not to take that from him. He is dependent upon me and the support system that we have for him. Just because he doesn't fit the exact frame of what you believe a disabled person is, does not mean that he is not disabled. Did my wife sell my feet pics on Discord for $5? Yeah, because it was funny, and it was posted in the general chat. There were people on the internet gunning for my mustache.
All right, Jake. Actually, wait. Wait a second. 1 second, guys. Is Jake here? This guy looks kind of familiar. I'm just going to screenshot his face real fast. And then, you know, this isn't like scientific or anything. But if I ask Grok to put him in a balaclava, I'm just spitballing here, okay? I'm not saying this is conclusive evidence. Okay? But it does bear some resemblance, okay? It does bear some resemblance. I don't know, guys. I don't know. Inconclusive. Still inconclusive, but it's a new conspiracy theory for the channel, all right? Inconclusive.
Saying things like, I'm not going to stop till he shaves, which is really weird. That's like saying, I'm not going to stop harassing this guy until he trims his fucking toenails. You guys are dorks. I shaved my mustache a week and a half ago. I'm done wearing the costume that I felt like I had to wear to stay relevant with these platforms. I couldn't drink coffee out of a fucking cup. It was a pain in the ass. I have sucked at every single thing I've done in my life. I've gone into jobs incredibly cocky, thinking that I was God's gift to whatever position I was in.
I feel like he's just giving you the tell, right? He's like, oh, I totally did all these things and I was a horrible person for so long. You guys don't get it. I was so bad for so long, but I've changed now. See, I shaved my mustache. Sure, buddy.
The Dunning-Kruger effect in full swing, and I struggled to fit in everywhere. The baseline that I was trying to be better than was my family, which was homeless drug addicts who never reformed. Now, I don't make the mental health content that I make because I'm higher and mightier and holier than now. I make that content because I've learned really hard lessons. And wisdom comes from being in really hard positions in your life, and that rarely happens to people who are fucking awesome all the time. I was not a nice person, and sometimes I'm not a good friend. And sometimes...
Bro, just last week you were doxing disabled people. What do you mean were? What is this past tense words you're using? Come on, bro.
I'm not a good dad or a good boss, but I'm human,
admitting.
And I learn, and I change, and I grow. And that's not something I'm going to apologize.
Okay, a guy with child molestation alligators against him, sorry, should not be saying that I'm a bad dad. Yeah, you know, I'm terrible, dude. Wild.
It doesn't matter where you come from, who you were, or what you've done in your past. People are allowed to change and become better. Whether you were a womanizer, an asshole, a bad husband, a shitty soldier, a failed first responder, you have a place in this world. You're allowed to.
He's just talking to himself. It's like the phone is a mirror to him, right? And he's like doing the affirmations in the morning. You are a good person. You belong here. You have a place in this world. Maybe you don't. I don't know. Anyways, that was way longer than I thought it would be, which is not a phrase I've heard very often in my life. But moving on. Hour into the stream. Dang, that's fun. Time flies when you're having a good time. Actually, speaking about silly things, all right. My wife bought one of these silly little sticker cups. I find that quite funny. I don't sell merch, okay, but my wife does make me silly little things. I think that's funny. And then what does it say on the other side? Oh yeah, the best niche internet micro celebrity. My wife got for me. That's cute. Very nice. Based wife. Oh, by the way, I have a wife. Did you know that I have a wife? I have a wife, guys. Did you know I have a wife? It's like the wife guy. Just talks about his wife all the time. Not really me, but I do have a wife. John, these allegations are upsetting. What? Okay, listen, all right? I'm just saying, okay? You have you change the color of the balaclava? The eyes? The facial hair? Jake! You can only run from it for so long. You can only... Shut up, John. All right? The allegations of me having 2 wives in chat will not be repeated, all right? Fake news, unless they both super chat at the same time, in which I get in trouble. All right. I don't know, Jake. I don't know, Jake. You seem awfully defensive. Methinks, what is it? She doth protest too much, methinks. Is that the line? That's the one. All right. Well, how about a little bit of wait, are we going, which Israel are we doing first? No, let's do this one first, because this one's funnier. All right, here we go. Speaking about, things that get us kicked off of online, or off of YouTube anyways. Now tell them being against pedophilia is anti-Semitism. For my next joke, I will tells the goy that being against pedophilia is very, oy vey, very anti-Semitic of you, antiseptic, unbelievable. And this is Alan Dershowitz, a famous lawyer, been involved in many lawyerings of many people, guilty and innocent, and he's just had it up to here with these pedophile haters. Okay, all right. There's a silly little clip here, and that Cuomo retard with that stash. I've never seen him in a stash before. That looks terrible on him. Not gonna lie, bro.
Because she focused on a woman named Farmer. Now, Farmer accused lots of people. All of them were Jewish. She said, quote, I have a hard time with Jewish people. All the Jewish people I met are pedophiles who run the world economy. She talks about the Rothschilds. She is a...
I mean, they own the Vatican Bank. Jeffrey Epstein said he represented them. I mean, they have their own wants and desires. I mean, you could look up some of the Rothschilds and what they've said throughout the years at their, little dinner parties and stuff like that. It's funny stuff. Okay, I think you should all look at it and be aware of some of the sayings straight from the horse's mouth, so to speak. Just saying.
Blatant anti-Semite and a liar. She said she didn't accuse me, but she said she saw me in Jeffrey Epstein's house before I ever met Jeffrey Epstein. She clearly, provably lied about me. And so what we have, because she...
Oy vey. Anyways, thank you, Mr. Alan Dershowitz. Now, anyways, on to the funnier bit. Is Israel accused of spraying cancer-linked herbicide on farms in southern Lebanon? Oh my gosh. First they poisoned the water supply, now they're cancering up my crops. Unbelievable. What other sort of things are these little guys up to? That's wild, dude. The president condemns environmental and health crime as critics say Israel seeks to make southern Lebanon uninhabitable. Wild. Lebanon has accused Israel of spraying a herbicide linked to cancer on farmland in the south of the country as a health crime. That's interesting. That would threaten food security and farmers' livelihoods. Dude, I'm pretty sure the initial story we talked about with the deep fryer, pretty sure that was also a health crime. The country's president, Joseph Aoun, condemned what he called an environmental and health crime and a violation of Lebanese sovereignty, and he vowed to take all necessary legal and diplomatic measures to confront this aggression. I mean, dude, you're salting fields in Lebanon, you're burning down forests in Argentina. What other little shenanigans are you guys up to? I hope you guys aren't linked in some sort of, Mossad-backed agent and his files of powerful people. That would be wild. I just start to see a pattern here. Israel's government did not respond to the Guardian's request for comment, but the alleged spraying bolsters accusations that its military is carrying out a campaign of ecocide with the aim of making southern Lebanon uninhabitable, similar to its activities in the Palestinian territories of Gaza and the West Bank. The latest incident is alleged to have taken place on Sunday morning. UN peacekeepers have said they were warned by the Israeli military to remain undercover while it carried out an aerial operation to drop what they said was a, non-toxic chemical substance, but don't go outside when we're dropping it, all right? Videos captured light aircraft spraying extensively over agricultural areas. Lebanese authorities said that the laboratory analysis identified that the spray contained glyphosate. Glyphosate? I probably said that wrong. That's probably really funny, the way I said that. A potent herbicide that was in 2015 classified by the WHO as a probable carcinogenic to humans. Damn it. These tricksters they keep doing these silly little things. The grabblers, the tricksters, man. So obnoxious. The sneaky little guys. All right. Well, that's enough of that for now. We're going to get into the... It does get funny in a minute, but there's a couple little dark things to cover first, but it does get funny. Or maybe we should talk about Zermatt. But I'm going to get through some of your guys' super chats and support real fast, and then we're going to move on to... I'll let you guys pick the topic. Do we talk about guns or do we talk about crimes? Okay, you guys decide. Guns or crimes? We're going to be here all night, or at least I plan to be here all night, probably. Cody Fisher for 10 says, cheers to another day avoiding Palantir drones, you degenerates. They're getting better, all right? They're getting better, and there's nothing we can do about it. Thank you, Cody, other than hope for an AI collapse. Amrite Boy for 2 says, later and gayer than GT and Trench, Ram Ranch. Dude, I'm excited, all right? Garand Thumb and Trench Grenade are going to be doing a collaboration, talking tactics, both in and out of the bedroom. And I am very excited for this collaboration to drop. I will be watching day one. I hope it's a premiere so I can comment in the live chat. Probably not, but I am very excited for this collaboration to actually happen. Wild. Garand Thumb and Trench Grenade. Wild. Thank you, Amrite Boy. Lightsport for 2 says, hashtag Grape Scotty. All right. Great Scott. Sabardic Psycho for 5 says, if the stream is interrupted by an anime Gooner game, I'll commit an event at the local Applebee's. Well, listen, the price is now $500, and I think that I've successfully weathered the storm, and I don't think anybody's going to pony up $500 to make me play a game on stream. I don't think that's going to happen. But thank you, Sabardic Psycho. I think we've gone through the worst of it. That was a funny little detour, never going to happen again. Sea Runner for 2 says, hello, chat of consciousness. That's right. The chat does have its own consciousness. On Ko-Fi, John Focus Strip, please check out Andre Williams' YouTube channel. He is a true black gentleman. Oh no, what am I going to look at here? Andre Williams. Andre Williams. The real problem with black history. Oh, this guy. Okay. I've seen him before. Never on YouTube, but I think I've seen his stuff on Instagram. If he is just tired of the YNs, he says, he might be one of the good ones. Okay. Thank you for that. I appreciate the 10. Joshua Howard says, thoughts on guns? I like guns. Yeah, guns are good. Guns are cool. They're like really fun. I think everybody should have one. Well, no, not everybody. I mean, come on. Not everybody, but like, some people can have them. I think that's cool. Polly B for 5 says, later and gayer than a congressional GOP representative feigning caring about his white constituents. GOP delande est. Yes. Okay. Cato the Elder must be destroyed. Thank you, Polly G. Logan sucks at shooting for 5 says, $500 for ZZZ, right? I don't even know what that is. If I look this up, it's going to be Coomer bait, isn't it? Well, it's anime, but I don't know if it's Coomer bait. It just looks like generic cute for anime. Modern Frontier Project for 5 says, we are Jeffrey Epstein. We carry the flame. We defend the island in his name. Thank you, Modern Frontier Project. Trigger Jump for 2 says, we need another AR-15 handguard tier list live. Yeah, we could do another tier list. I think that'd be fun. But we need to update some of them. Central Sands Defense for 2 says, I demand entertainment while I drive. Well, it's here for you. Thank you. Thank you for the 2. Appreciate it, man. Sabardic Psycho member for 10 months says 10 months of being BFFs with John. Aw, 10 months of threats, and I've endured them all, Sabardic. I appreciate it. Thank you, man. Thank you, sir. Lightsport for 2 says, RN only now, boys. No fake NWAs. True. Thank you, Lightsport. Small Ball for 2 says, warning, I am a loser and should not be invited. No, I put you on my story today, Small Ball, because you make the best memes around. Seeker of None for 10 says nothing, drops it on the table, slaps it down, and says,
well, it's the start of a new week, so I thought I'd tell you to go fuck yourself. Word.
Word. Thank you, Seeker of None. Doomer John for 5 says, a diet of nothing but bananas and rice for the people mass reporting. Oh, no, we have other things for them. Logan sucks at shooting for 5. A Top Gun shirt. You're a fan of Mayano Top Gun? I knew you liked Uma Musa, mate. No, actually. Gosh dang it. Oh, you're blocking the shirt. Pod and Ammo Co. You're blocking the shirt, all right? Respect the drip. Unbelievable. Logan. No, this is actually, I gotta pick that off stream. This is a DSA shirt that battle rifles. If you see battle rifles in the chat, he gave that to me at SHOT Show. This is very nice of him, so I thought I'd wear it on stream. Thank you, Logan. Appreciate it. I got horses on the brain. Jay Lewis for 5 says, hey, friends. Hello, Jay. Hope you're having a good night. Coppertone for 2 says, I read that as a different C word. The cook had a gallon of PCP. Wild. And he thought that boiling oil was a pathway to Agartha. Lightsport for 2 says, black family walked in 10 minutes to closing. Valid crash out. Valid crash out. Thank you, Lightsport. Central Stands Defense for 10 says, in my experience, the individuals who talk the most, the loudest, are rarely the ones solving anything. Consistent performance is usually quiet and visible through results, not volume. Oh, I agree. 100%. But the people who do that are not online. So there's like this dichotomy, right? Because I'm a retard. I talk a lot. I'm online. I could be better if I put less time into online stuff and just like practice my trade, so to speak, right? But it's a weird dichotomy that you get. And that's why you get like the online trainers or the online experts, right? And some of them are actually expert, but not all of them. So it creates a warped version of reality. Thank you, Ben. Appreciate it. Free couch, member for 3 months, says, dude, I need a free couch. Thank you. Amrai Boy for 2 says, Rumble making moves to grab our small market. It's a good idea. I mean, it doesn't sound like a lot, but they basically paid me like $10 an hour to stream, which is like really low. But I only get like 30 to 40 people watching over there at all. So imagine if it was over there exclusively and I got paid like $60, $70 an hour to stream. Right? Like who wouldn't stream for that? Not including like donations or support or anything else. Like there's a possibility there, right? It shows the potential there. Doomer John for 5 says someone needs to get into Elon's autistic head to buy X videos and rebrand it as a YouTube competitor. They have a chance, but I don't know if you want to be putting your faith into Elon Musk. I feel like that's a bad idea. It's like Elon Musk, Sam Altman, Peter Thiel. You know, which one is a type of the Antichrist? Who knows? All of them? I don't know. Thank you, Doomer John. Pot Namako says, so all the Reardon Plan B nitride flash hiders are gone. What are the next 2 to 3 most reliable brands? CAC, Break Arms, or does it really not matter? Also, I vote Zermatt. Well, voting with your wallet is much appreciated. So I have a couple of the CACs and they're fine. I have the Reardons. I have the... what's the other ones that I just got? Shoot, what's the name of it? It's actually really good. They're really small. They're really lightweight. They're A1 style flash hiders, and I forget the name. But send me an email, and I'll send you the ones that I got. They're actually pretty cheap, like $50. Logan for 2 says you can get an MP7 in Girls Frontline 2. It's not real, okay? I want the real thing. All right. I don't need the anime chick. I just want the gun. Okay. Modern Frontier Project for 5 says, why are you dressed like a Hollywood ecstasy dealer? Call out. Thank you. Modern Frontier Project for 2 says, bro thought he was Django. Yeah, dude, I'm a bounty hunter. Been fired from every job I've ever had. I was a bounty hunter until I started peeping on the kids. Central States Defense for 5 says, depending on what state this happened in, it would be considered adultery, which is a felony. Yeah, I know that there's some funny laws considering a lot of this stuff, but it's like, are they actually ever going to get enforced in a meaningful way? Probably not. Thank you, Ben. Subarctic Psycho for 5 says, disgusting behavior, Jewish behavior. I would never dox someone. I just show up at their house unannounced. Right, John? Right, John? Every day I'm, I got my Subarctic Psycho defense system, okay? It's not a home defense system. I have a Subarctic Psycho defense system, which is funny considering what's on screen right now. Ko-Fi, Subarctic Psycho again. He says, for $20. Damn. Do I have another meme to show you or just how about this one? Says Logan, the anime Gunner game player who started this gay nonsense should be forced to march out into the sea ice of the Bering Strait until he runs into a polar bear. Then we'll let nature take its course. All right, fair enough. I think that's just. Samurai Boy for 10 says, at 22, I had almost 5 years in the real world and had already worked on untold millions of dollars worth of infrastructure and was engaged to my wife. Age as an excuse is not adequate. Do better. Yeah, 22 years old is not young. I mean, it's like young in comparison to like a 70 or an 80-year-old. But there are many people who have accomplished and done wonderful things and been wonderful people at 22 years of age. So, I would extend a little bit of grace to young people if they did something like, 20, 30 years ago when they're older and wiser now. But being like, guys, I was a 22-year-old child like 6 years ago. It's like, and then your pattern of behavior did not change at all afterwards. Like, really? Dogwater Dale for 10 says, I saw him, Scotty K, on Matt Parker's YouTube channel, and he was weird to this soon-to-be wife bragging about his gay energy drinks. They're both young too. Bragging to somebody else's wife about gay energy drinks. Okay. Thank you, Dogwater Dale. Holly B for 5 says, dude dropping on social media whole ass life confession. My Anglo brother in Christ just go to church. Yeah, there's many churches that have a confessional, sacrament or, ability to do so. And that's a place to talk about these things, not online for your own gratification. Thank you, Polly. Cody Fisher for 5 says, I honestly feel better about myself after hearing this dude. Thank you, Scotty. You absolute degenerate. Yeah, I mean, it is easy to be into that mindset where it's like, at least I'm not that guy. But that's a dangerous mindset to be in. That little bit of pride grows into something bad. Frog Commander for 2 says, hope you in the chat are having a good night. Focus. We are so far. It's been very nice. It's been very chill. It's relaxed. I don't get interrupted. I don't have to talk over people. It's good. It's nice. Every now and again, just to chill, just me. Mark 2 Mod 1 for 2 says, Asvab was 95 at 17 years old. Dude is just a smooth brain. Not very bright. Modern Frontier Project says, how the fuck does he have custody of his kids? Well, the dark truth is that it's possible that his wife was not any better, right? If you're a bad, dumb person and you marry another bad, dumb person and have kids with them, there's the possibility that his wife was not any better. Thank you, Modern Frontier Project. Just pray for the kids, though. Cody Fisher for 10 says, the confidence this has given me about myself is great. Thank you. He shall be bonded and stoned to the deaths. Extreme, but, understandable. Extreme, but understandable. The Last Bean for 5 says, I don't care about this guy outing himself about absolutely everything, but you should care that I got second place today at a 2-gun competition. Well, the problem with you getting second place at the 2-gun competition is there was only 2 shooters. No, but congratulations, Last Bean. That's good. That's good. I mean, if you're placing like top 5 in your locals against like even a decent group of guys, like you're doing all right. Not, to be good, I feel like you need to be winning most of your locals, right? That's when I would be like, okay, I'm all right if I'm beating all my locals, like winning all my locals. But second place, not bad. Thank you, Last Bean. Congratulations. Josh, what's his name? Oh, this is that Asian kid, isn't it? Ugh. Whatever, jackass. Okay. Josh for 2 says, say it, don't spray it, John. Or both. Don't you have a sister? Bullshark for 5 says, instead of lizard people, Jake's the new representative of the walrus people. Ah, the walrus people. Yes, 3,000 pounds of raw sexual energy. Speaking of raw sexual energy, Logan Sucks at Shooting for 5 says, since you didn't approve of... Dude, what are these names? These aren't even real. Of Uma Poi Legend as a song to lift to. Maybe you'd like many... Shuki Rush Shu, I sent you a link to the video. Logan, I can't play that on stream, all right? Last time I played one of your stupid horse things on stream, I had 4 different copyright claims on that video. I can't play those on stream. They mega pee slap for talking about things like that. I'm right boy for 5 says, wait till the normies find out how the Ross founded so many wars on both sides for totally not racism against non-Semites and non-Jews. Well, they brag about the outcomes of these things. They brag about the miscegenation. They brag about the breakdown of nationalities. They brag about the replacement of monarchs. They brag about a lot of these things and then brand you anti-Semitic and a conspiracy theorist for just pointing out what they've said. Thank you, Amrai Boy. Josh Howard for 2 says, somebody's deaf going to pay $500. Nobody's going to pay $500. Like, it was funny once when Logan did it. The second time when Moon Man did it, it's because he's like nuts, right? And then he did 400. And even for Moon Man, all right, ditching out, what is that, $1,300 in a week? Like, nobody's going to do that. Nobody's going to do that. It's over. I think $500 is the cap. It might happen like in a year from now. Somebody's just going to do it because they think it's funny, right? But it's the 600, 700, never going to happen. Noob Actual for 2 says, I feel called out. I don't say my wife a lot. Well, you don't have to, right? But the my wife guy is a meme about guys who always talk about their wives. And I don't know. I feel like it comes up a lot on stream because my wife does things for me. She helps with the business. And then I have the multiple wives in chat, which is funny. So yeah, for me, it just comes up a lot. Rich, 333 for 2 says, Focus is a handsome man, no homo. That just means you have bad taste in men. Thank you, Rich. Appreciate it. That guy Zila for 5 says, thoughts on the Knights FF RAS 5, the one they made for the contract with the Secret Service. Are CAC and gun parts worth the money? Well, they're currently going to bail out Trey with that money, so worth is subjective. They're not as nice as I would like them to be for their cost. And they're also, they're rifles meant to kill people. Like, that's their job. And you're like, oh, all rifles are meant to do that. It's like, not really, right? Some guns are for, hunting or competition or just because they're cheap for poor people, essentially, which is fine. I'm not even saying that in a denigrating way because I was a poor person. I am kind of still a little poor, not super poor, but I budget what I buy, of course. Price point guns is maybe a better term. But cat guns are meant to kill people by professionals. So they're not really for me and you, So it's like an RC2 is really loud, but it's not meant to be quiet. It's meant for people who kill people, and you get to buy it, right? It's not actually a good can for civilians. Thank you, that guy Zeal. Appreciate it. So would I buy one? No. Would I recommend you buy one? No. I mean, when a Geisley, not to shill, but when a Geisley, Mod 1 or Mod 1A exists, I don't know why you would ever buy a Knights or really any other rifle in existence. Thank you, Aaron for 2 says, does Hunter Hess deserve Avalanche? What the heck is Hunter Hess? Who's Hunter Hess? Oh, is he being weirdo? Oh, he speaks out against ICE. Oh. Listen, millionaires complaining about immigration while they live in their gated mansions, while they have their servants and maids and people do things for them. I don't care. I don't care what they have to say, right? It's like watching millionaires play for billionaires in tomorrow, the biggest game of the year. I don't care. I don't care. I don't care, dog. Yeah. No, I looked him up. He's a skier. Yeah. He said something about ICE, like, oh, ICE is really bad. And maybe he's just speaking like as a skier, how much he hates ICE and how much he wishes it would go away. So maybe in a skiing context, that makes a lot of sense. No, I think your mom is correct. There are humane and inhumane ways of enforcing laws, for sure. Of course, everybody agrees with that. But I mean, even if you're being mean to somebody who, is here illegally and doesn't need to be here, and you're a little rough with them, like, I think that's fine. I think that's fine. No, Josh, get out of here, dog. What the heck, bro? Somebody kick that man out of here. Okay, well, you guys voted for guns, dude. You guys voted for guns, which is great. I prefer talking about guns. And we have something cool to talk about for once. Well, I shouldn't say for once. We always talk about cool stuff. But this is maybe a little bit cooler. Let me make sure nobody else donated on Ko-Fi. Okay, perfect. That was it. All right. Now this is Dave of Zermatt showing off, what is this? This is a barrel for a pistol. Rage bait for later. Yeah, we'll do rage bait at the end of the stream. Rage bait's always fun, but it's at the end of the stream. What is this? Some sort of gun channel? Yeah, very much so. But this is a barrel. A barreled blank, to be more accurate. This is what the cut pieces look like. So these are our barrels for the Waltz 9. These are what they start out as. That is a 9mm rifled bore. Okay, so that is what the barrel starts as. So I was at Zermatt Arms with Joel Park and David, and we did some videos. We did some shooting, which was really fun. Shot more than I wanted to. It was a great time with the Waltz 9, $5,000 handgun. But they showed me around their facility. If you're not familiar with the Zermatt, they are a precision rifle manufacturer, famous for their actions and some other components and whatnot. And it's a full machine shop. They actually make things in-house. Like basically every single part is made in-house on their machines by them. And so they decided, you know what? We make precision rifles. What if we took some of that, engineering, manufacturing background, and we just brought out like the gun? And I mean like the handgun. Okay. And I mean, I'm not joking. The first time that I shot the Waltz 9, I laughed. It was funny how much better it felt than like anything else I had shot up until this point. All right. And I've shot like nice guns. Okay. So like my main gun that I shoot is a Canic, which is like, oh, well, that's a trash gun, of course. It's like, well, I shoot a Shadow 2, which is like, has a lot of world titles. The Shadow 2 has a lot of world titles. The Canic has world titles too, but the Shadow 2 is probably like, I don't want to say it's the most winningest, but like CZ75 pattern handguns like are probably the most winningest, the handguns with the most amount of world wins ever, probably. All right. So for comparison, we had, I think, 4 Waltz 9s out on the day. So we had 2 right-handed models, ported, non-ported, and then we had Joel's 2 guns, which were left-handed, ported, and non-ported. So in total, we had $20,000 worth of Waltz 9s, which is only 4 of them, right? Because I think it's $4,900 base price for the handgun. Out there shooting. So maybe how do we describe this? How do we describe this? So also Ben just got one the other day. I don't know. Actually, as of right now, I might have more rounds on the Waltz 9 than Ben. As of right now, I'm not sure. He might have shot like 2,000 rounds yesterday. We don't know. But so I got to go out there. They invited me down at SHOT Show. So I did a video for them on the Gun.Deals channel at their booth at SHOT Show. Got to take a look at it, feel them up, so on and so forth. And he's like, oh yeah, we're in Nebraska. And I was like, oh, well, that's not that far from me. So at SHOT Show, they invite me down. So I hit them up after I get home, like, hey, I'd like to come down, shoot your guns. And he's like, yeah, we'll let you come down and shoot as much as you want. Now, usually when people say we'll let you shoot like as much as you want, they don't actually mean that, if that makes sense, right? Usually it's like, oh, well, we'll let you like shoot a few magazines through it. But they were not joking. So it was a private range, just us down there. He was like, oh yeah, Joel Park, who's been handling a lot of the testing, I guess you want to say. And so he just comes out there and then they shoot like 2,000 rounds in a day and they just rinse and repeat and do that over and over and over and over again. So they have a few like pre-production guns that are out, like I think less than 10 in total, plus some other ones that are like in different stages of getting put together for testing and finalization. And they're waiting for some machines to finish up so that they can, kind of like finalize their production process before they even open up pre-orders. So they're not going to leave you hanging because they're not even taking people's money yet. Take that, BSD. But where should I start? So the handgun itself is based off of Glock magazines, which is interesting. I think some of the reasoning there is because they kind of want it to be a universal gun. While we were there, I mean, they had Magpul P mags, they had standard Glock mags, they had MBX mags. I think they had Mechgar mags, even though I don't think Mechgar has quite finished up all of their issues there. So I got to shoot as much as I wanted, like until my hands like physically hurt shooting the guns. I brought my Canic and Shadow 2. We shot those. We also shot them side by side with the Staccato, the XC, which is their ported version basically. And the XC is like, 4,400 or something like, and the Waltz 9 is, I think, 4,900. So they're even comparable in terms of price, but they're not really comparable in terms of feel. Like, so if you're a 2011 guy, you're an Atlas guy, or you're in this market for this level of gun, for me personally, ergonomically, this gun is better than all of them just because I don't like 2011s. Like, I don't like the way that the grips feel. I don't like the contours, the safeties, whether it's a pinned grip safety or a non-pinned grip safety. I don't love them really in any way, shape, or form. They just don't feel comfortable in my hands. Yes, some of them have fantastic triggers. Yes, the recoil impulse is quite nice. But the Zermatt, the way that the grip is contoured, they have a couple different models of grip tape or machined finish. I think it feels much more comfortable. It's much smoother. It feels not like a Glock, like maybe like, how a Walther has some really nice curves to it. Like that's kind of what it feels like. It's not blocky. There's no sharp edges. It's all rounded and contoured and smooth. And it feels very comfortable to shoot, unlike a Shadow 2, unlike a 2011. So it feels much more comfortable in that regard. And also the trigger that is in this thing, which you're never going to notice the trigger at speed, but I do have to say the trigger in this thing was better than every other 2011 that I've ever felt. Like I'm sure somewhere out there, somebody makes a lighter 2011 trigger, but I mean, it's plus or minus like 4 ounces of 2 pounds. And it's like perfect. When Joel says it feels like a mouse click, like that is exactly what it feels like. It feels like a mouse click plus a little bit of force, just a little bit of force. It's very, very, very short. Now, also what makes the gun interesting is that it's striker fired. So if you take off the magazine well, or if they come out with a version that just says like a integrated mag well, where it's just within the rules for carry optics, this could legitimately compete in carry optics with the non-ported version. So it is a very interesting gun in comparison to other very high-end firearms. If you're somebody like me, this gun is not for me, right? I'm a budget guy. I'm a value guy. I'm still going to be shooting, Canics and Shadow 2s, right? Because for me, $5,000 up front for a handgun is a little too much, right? That's just too much for me. I'm not really in the market even for Staccatos or other 2011s that are, $2,500, $3,500, $4,500. Not really my thing. So we shot it side by side with the XC with a polymer grip, which just feels cheap, like instinctually. The XC is a little bit snappier. It's a little less pleasant than the Zermatt, which is, nice when you're going up against a $5,000 2011 and you're a $5,000 non-2011. It's nice so that you feel better in virtually every way with one of your competitors' handguns. In comparison, there was another 2011 that they brought out. Is it drop safe? I'll talk about that in just a second. So there was another handgun that they brought out, another 2011 that was $5,000 that I was very unimpressed with. So they had another, I forget the manufacturer of it, $5,000 2011 out that I was very unimpressed with. If I said Zermatt, the Waltz 9, sorry, if I'm getting Canic and Shadow and Zermatt all mixed up together in my head, because I do that sometimes, the Waltz 9, all right. But yeah, I mean, compared to other handguns, even that are close to price, I feel like it was better. Now, I haven't shot all the 2011s. I haven't shot an Atlas, so that would be a cool comparison to shoot it side by side with an Atlas or some of the other like semi-customs, like an Infinity, or some of the other really, really nice ones that are out there. In total, again, I shot, I think, somewhere between 12 and 1,500 rounds. I was not counting. They just kept handing me magazines. So Joel shot a little bit. David shot a little bit, but mostly it was just them loading magazines and me shooting. So I actually felt kind of bad because I'm out there with these two guys who are letting me shoot all of their ammo for free. They're just handing me guns and magazines the entire time, basically. And so I just did the same things over and over and over and over and over and over and over again until like literally like my fingers, like the skin on my fingers on my firing hand were cracked. And so I was like, this is like actually uncomfortable for me to continue shooting at this point. Even though they are very nice shooting handguns. So, I mean, when you combine it with the ammo that I put through my own personal guns while we were out there doing some comparisons, it might have been closer to 2,000 rounds, but I'm not really sure. Now, talking about drop safe. So it will pass all of their normal drop testing methodologies for like the military. There's only a couple actual specifications out there. So they had the drop testing gun because they made one gun specifically just for drop testing. And so they showed me that gun and they had done back drops and front drops and all the other sort of stuff from double the required height. So I think it's usually 4 feet. I think they were dropping it from like 8 or 9 feet, maybe even a little bit taller, and it was passing their drop test. So their drop test gun was a little beat up, as you would expect from dropping it onto, you know, relatively hard surfaces. I think they did some aluminum. They did some like the technical specification is some like super hard rubber, where it's like it's rubber, but it's not rubber. It feels like acrylic, right? But it has like just the tiniest bit of give to it. But they did even harder drops than that onto like aluminum plates and concrete and stuff like that. So they said it was drop safe. The only way that it's not drop safe, because it does have a floating firing pin, is if it takes like an 8-foot drop onto its muzzle, because it is a floating firing pin. So if the firing pin has enough inertia, it can set off a primer, right? That's just what it does, because it's a floating firing pin, right? Same thing with technically an AR can as well, because you have a floating firing pin. If there is enough of a forward impact on an AR, because it's a floating firing pin, which is why like the HK 416, because their bolt velocity is so high on that stupid thing, they have a firing pin safety so that they cannot slam fire, basically. So it's an interesting system, because there's also no safety plunger on it either. So to me, I would never carry this thing. And David said at some point they might bring out like a carry model, like a compact, because obviously it'll take 15 round magazines in it, because it's a Glock, right? So there's plenty of those magazines floating around. But for me, like, I would not carry something like this with a trigger this light. No safety plunger, nothing like that. So it doesn't have some of the other internal safeties. But this is not that gun. This is not, in my opinion, I wouldn't want this as a duty gun if I was an agency, just because of like how nice it is without any sort of manual safety, which I think ergonomically is a huge upgrade, not having a manual safety, which is another thing I don't like about 2011s. And in terms of shooting the thing, again, when I first actually shot it, I laughed a little bit. And we were shooting like some really, really hot ammo. So they had the Winchester NATO loading, the M995, or whatever the actual number is for it's like 124 plus P basically. And that's most of what we shot, was really hot, like NATO loads. We shot some 135 plus P, the really hot defensive ammo. We shot some of that with regular ball ammo, like just like, you know, your Walmart specials or whatever it is, like your Winchester 115 or your Blazer brass. It felt like nothing. And so that was one of the problems that I was having with the ported version specifically, is the potential of performance for this handgun is so high. Like the amount you can do with it is so high that you almost need to do like nothing with your hands at all. Like, so on a normal, like, you know, nice handgun, let's say, the amount of force you're putting in with your hands, the amount of input is like maybe a 6 out of 10, maybe a 5 out of 10. With the non-ported Waltz, it was probably like a 3.5 out of 10 in terms of like how much input you would need to put on the gun. And with the ported one, it was like 1, maybe 1.5. You basically need to just have your hands floating in front of you and just focus on, you know, everything else, right? Because every time it would be like you'd put just a little too much input and the dot would go like way underneath the target because of how little recoil there is. Because, you know, you go from a normal handgun, you know, you're putting a little bit of force, again, a 5, a 6, somewhere in that range, depending on what gun and ammo combo. But with the Waltz 9 ported, like absolutely insane what you could do with it. Like, you know, as humanly fast of splits as possible at 25 yards on an 8-inch plate. You know, if you're doing your thing, like there is no reason why that can't be done consistently. Which for like, you know, an open minor gun, essentially, it's probably still a little bit underclassed for some like, you know, open major guns or other things out there that are dedicated for one thing. But as like a shooter's gun, absolutely insane. And even with the island barrel, essentially, right? Or the sight block version where it's not a compensator on the end, still insanely soft. Like with just Blazer 124, probably the softest non-compensated gun I've ever shot. Like just ridiculously nice. And again, this is a gun that is outside of my price category. It really is. I would love to own one. I'm very glad that I got to shoot one, got to play around with one. There was a few little hiccups here and there with it, because I think it had like 2 failures to extract, and then 1 or 2 light primer strikes with some weird ammo. Because they had like it was really cool. So they have like a storage container, a sealed storage container out there, just filled with ammo and magazines, and that's it. So they had like aluminum, steel, the military ammo. They had just like cases and cases and cases and cases of this stuff, and then they have like all the other. They have like 30 different types of ammo, 5 or 10 different types of magazines. The one thing, other issue maybe you could say is I feel like if I was going to get one, I would get one with the extended magazine release because it is a little hard for my tiny little hands to get around the grip and hit that thing. I also think that the mag well, or the actual grip frame, is a little bit tighter than other guns on the market, like a Glock magwell, or the interior itself like has a little bit of wiggle to it, right? The magazines don't seat really, really securely. Whereas in the Waltz 9, it's very tight, like maybe a little bit too tight, especially with like the polymer magazines, right? So I feel like that could be a little bit looser. I don't feel like it needs to be that tight because that makes, magazines drop free a little bit easier. Insertions are a little bit easier, right? So I think maybe that's one little issue that I would probably change if it were me making the handgun, because I don't think the magazines need to sit that tight in the gun, because they're pretty tight. Tight to the point where I brought out a couple random magazines, like a UTG mag, and that didn't even fit in the gun. Because again, the magazine well is tight. It's a very tight tolerance, and I don't think it needs to be that tight to maintain reliability. And we didn't clean or lube the guns, so I mean that's another thing. The compensated gun needs like 130, 135 power factor ammo at like a minimum, because I brought out some really, really weak ammo, and that didn't want to like actually cycle in the ported gun, because it's the ported gun, of course, and it's like the weakest ammo imaginable. So it's a very interesting system, probably the best shooting gun that I've got the chance to play around with to date. Better than a Staccato XC, which is right in the same price category. And it feels better than every 2011 on the market just by virtue of not having manual safeties, having a really nice contoured grip. Yeah. Am I going to buy one? We'll see. Okay. Maybe if I play enough anime degenerate games, I'll be able to afford one. How about that? But do you know this from personal experience? Hey. Poor Mantis says, rolling around with my John Era Noveski in my $500 sheet box. Yeah, so I mean, like, that's the thing though. Like, to be clear, like, I shot them back to back with the Shadow 2, which is like, a revered competition handgun, and with the Canic Rival S. And it shot better than both, but it's like I could still go back and forth and be like, yeah, I can still like do 95% of the same things with both guns, right? The Canic Rival S is $600. $600, that's it. Right? And so like if you just need a competition gun that's going to do all the things, has world titles, Canic Rival S, but I'm to $600. Is it worth 10 times the money for like a couple more percentage points? To me, no, right? But I'm a price point guy. It's not for me. Like I could never buy a Ferrari, right? I could probably never buy, even if I was a millionaire, right? Because I could get something that does like most of the stuff for way less. I'm not that into like material things. I'm also like, now if I was gunning for a world title and I was at that level and I was like, no, I'm just buying the best, I don't care what it is. All right. Best so far. I'm sure there's some personal preference in there as well. But yeah, I'm a price point guy. So it's not towards me. It's to people looking at Atlases and Infinities and XCs and other guns that are out of my price category as well. Yeah, I mean, like for me, like a Walther steel frame, gonna do 96% of the same stuff. They're really good. They're really, really good. A Shadow 2, it's gonna do most of the same things. It is, at the end of the day, it's still important to remember that these are still 9mm handguns, sending 9mm downrange. So I mean, it's like how much you want to spend on the thing that does the same thing as something else. Up to you. It's a luxury item. It's a special item for special people. This easiest. No, the Shadows are like, Shadows would be cope if they didn't have like a dozen world titles, or probably more, right? In like 3 different divisions. Like Shadows would be cope if they didn't have like the current best shooter in the world wasn't repping them. The top 2 shooters in the world weren't currently shooting Shadow 2s, right? Like, I don't know how that's cope. Like, it's cope to say it's cope. How about that, John? And I get it if you don't like CZ, like that's fine. Haha, CZ gay, right? Because that's fine. The joke is funny, but like they're actually shot by the best people in the world and probably have the most world titles out of anything. Now, again, you'll still have somebody like Brantley that's running a stock Gen, 517, running 99% the same as a guy running a Shadow 2. So again, it's like you could do the same things with a Glock. Personally, I find it a lot easier to do it with something like a Waltz 9 or a Shadow or a Canic or something like that. But you can do it. Oh, also, I should talk about something else. I do love this shot, which I think this is going to be the thumbnail. This one right here, because it's just the way that Joel looks at David that I find funny. It's just that look. It's like we have to deal with this retard the whole time. Which, again, thank you very much to Joel Park and David having me out, letting me shoot as much as I wanted, more than I wanted, and doing all of the loading for me as well. I didn't have to load a single magazine, which I kind of feel a little bad for. A little bit more gun talk. Fine, you guys asked for it. I am an M&P bro, dude. I have it sitting right next to me. Space Cowboy, if you're in the chat, I just got this. He sent this to me. He wanted me to play around with it, so I forget the holster. It's on a QLS fork, has a TLR1 on there, based. But it's an M&P 2.0 with the old style trigger. It's the Pro Series. Here, let me turn off my camera real fast so I can grab it. So yeah, it's the Pro Series 2.0 core thingamajig. But the best part, guys, the best part is it's in 40 cal. Oops, excuse me. The best part is it's in 40 cal. So now I got to buy even more 40 cal to shoot through the STI, to shoot through the 2.0. It's going to be a good time. And it's the full send. It's the 5-incher, all right? 5-inch 40 cal. It's going to be fun. Going to have to buy, 5 magazines too. Very nice. I'll probably pick up a couple more magazines. I'll probably pick up some extensions for it. That also has the Holosun EPS on it, which is a great red dot. So yeah. And Fody, dude, you know what? I'm feeling like a bit of a YN myself. Okay? Maybe I am something of a YN. What are you going to do about it? What are you going to do about it, huh? No, but I mean, it's fun. I actually I've owned MPs before. I've had the 2.0s, the compacts, the full sizes. I've owned them before. I like them quite a bit. You guys can't see this on camera. I don't even think you can hear it with how good of it is. But I mean, the trigger is like decent. Like this is well broken in. I think he has a couple thousand rounds on it already. Reset's fine. 4.5, 5 pounds, standard trigger pull. I'm not a fan. I mean, I like the straighter, newer triggers better, but I think that these crazy hinged curved triggers, I think they feel fine. The ergonomics are fine. I'm sure it's going to be a little snappy being a lightweight 40 cal, but we will survive. We'll make better. Maybe I'll put an Apex in it. I wonder, although something I am curious about is I wonder if the 40 cal versions are more accurate than the 9s. I wonder if it's just the 9 barrels that have issue. Shoots Mike, right? I wonder if it's just the 9mm barrels that have issue, because I wonder if the 40 cal still has the same accuracy issues. Well, the stock trigger is better than a Glock. Honestly, the stock trigger in this 2.0 might be better than my Apex kit in my Glock 17. Like, it feels really good. So I personally don't feel the need to change it. I know that the Apex is better, but that's another thing that, while going back to the Waltz for just a second, the Waltz 9, while actually shooting the gun, I don't notice the trigger pull because it's so light. I notice my inputs, like the tension in my hand. I notice what I'm doing with it, where I'm actually looking on the target, where the bullets are going. I notice all of that stuff. I don't really notice the trigger pull. And the same thing with the Canic. My Canic has like a 2.8 pound trigger pull, so it's not like it's that much different. The Shadow 2 has like a 2 pound single action trigger. I notice the double action, but I don't notice the single action. So like for me, triggers are good, okay? And it's nice to have a good trigger. It really is. But when you're like sub 3 pounds, unless the dynamics are really weird, it really stops mattering all that much. I mean, unless you're like, a B8 accuracy bench rest shooter, maybe it matters a little bit more for you, but anytime you're sub 3 pounds or in that range, it really doesn't matter all that much. You know, there's preferences, sure. There's dynamics, sure. But I feel like this 4.5 pounds for a, you know, like stock striker fire trigger, pretty good, pretty decent. All right, let's see here. If it isn't activated by thought like the P320, then I don't want it. True. There's a Gauge Cowboy in chat. No, it's Space Cowboy. It is a performance center gun. Yeah, so I don't know because it does say on it the Pro Series. So I tried to look it up online. They don't make it anymore, but I'm like, I don't know if that's a aftermarket or a tuned up trigger, like a polished factory trigger. The dynamics feel the same, but it is relatively light. 4 pounds, 4.5 pounds, you know, maybe 5 pounds. Barrel sucks. Well, this is a 40 cal though. This is a 40 cal. So I'm wondering if the 40 cal does not have the same 9mm issues. It's possible. My 19X wipes its ass with M&Ps. All right. I mean, I'm a Glock guy. I've carried a Glock. The first handgun I bought was a Glock. Well, second handgun I bought was a Glock. Had the same one since I was 21, which is nearly a decade ago, which is tragic. So yeah, Glocks are good. I wouldn't say I'm an M&P bro, but I've owned a couple M&Ps. I think they're fine. You know? All right. Well, let's see. Are we getting into silly things again? We're getting into, all right, rage bait. Rage bait. Women bait, some would say. Glock 19 supremacy. Whatever, guys. You're all strange. Strange men. All right. Here we go. 6 people were injured, including a 5-year-old child, after a masked man threw a grenade into a beauty salon in Grenoble, France. Masked man, you say? Oh, fire truck and airplane. Yeah, those darned masked people. Those darned people of the mask, as they say. And there's this woman here with a child, like quite obviously, trying to close the door as this masked person just throws a grenade in there. You know, that's one facet of French culture that I don't really understand. Their grenade problem, right? Their masked man problem. It's like the grenade attacks. It's like, you know, I thought they didn't have access to firearms, so I thought violence just goes down. Turns out that violence just tends to follow certain people. Wild. An H.P. Lovecraft person of cat. True. Yeah, so, you know, just everyday life in France as of right now. I also saw a based monarch posting. He was like, if the French people ever need me, there is still a way to go back to monarchy, okay? And, you know, monarchy might have its own problems, of course, but there are solutions to these problems. You just may not like it very much. Speaking of things that I don't like very much, this is an absolutely tragic, horrifying tale. Now, Illinois, so you know, Illinois mom killed in execution-style shooting as she opened up her bar. She complied, gave him all the money from the register, and then he shot her in the head. Illinois mom gunned down execution-style by alleged killer as she was opening her bar. A rural Illinois bar owner was gunned down in an execution-style killing allegedly by a convicted murderer. I hate convicted murderers. Such a problematic group of people. Courtney Drysdale, 30 years old, was fatally shot by suspected gunman Julius E. Brooks Jr. Napas be calling their sons Junior as if their dad is in their life. Wild. Police responded. Courtsdale was fatally shot by Julius E. Burks Jr. just after 11 a.m. as she was going about her normal routine, according to Kankake, however you pronounce it, Kankake County Sheriff's Office. Police responded to the Line Bar located at Route 114 in Momes, Illinois, at the Indiana border, where they discovered Drysdale's lifeless body. She was pronounced dead at the scene. Burks, 47, allegedly entered the bar brandishing a firearm, demanding Drysdale hand over the money inside the cash register. Kankakee County Sheriff Mike Downey told reporters Tuesday. Miss Drysdale complied with the suspect's demands. Despite her cooperation, the suspect shot her twice, execution style, before fleeing the scene. Now, why would he do that? The woman complies in fear for her life, gives him all of the cash. He still murders her. 2 rounds to the head, execution style. Something tells me that certain people value life less than others. Right? Certain things tell me that these people value your life less, right? They treat you different. They treat you as the other. You are less than them in their minds. And they'll tell you to believe the opposite, right? Just to say, well, I believe the same thing about you. That's lay heckin' racism, which, you know, if true based. But they will, while actively doing this sort of thing to you and I. This could very easily be your mother, your wife, your daughter, somebody within your life. The mother of one, tragic. So what? A sub 10-year-old child orphaned because of Julius Jr. over here. The mother of one was the only person inside the bar before the shooting. Courtney was deeply loved not only by her family and her young daughter, but also by the many patrons and friends whose lives she touched. This senseless act of violence has profoundly impacted our community, and we are fully committed to bringing the person responsible to justice. Drysdale took over the bar on the state line in 2022, celebrating a reopening on June 24th of that year, renaming it to The Line. The establishment was open from 11 a.m. to 2 a.m., according to the bar's Facebook page. Tragic. Drysdale survived by her teen daughter, her fiancé, Neil Trudeau. The Line announced it would be closed until further notice following the tragic events. Investigators alleged Burke tried to steal a digital recording device from the bar, but additional video from the establishment was recovered and captured the suspect. Footage showed and believed to be Burks wearing a high-visibility jacket holding a clipboard with another snap showing the same man driving away in a white BMW sedan, according to photos shared by the sheriff's office Tuesday morning. Like, hey, ma'am, I'm here for the blah, 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 and lets him in and then gets shot. See, this is the thing. If people were a little bit... If you were a little bit more racist, you would probably be a little bit more alive. Officials released the photos as part of a public plea to the public, asking for tips leading to the arrest of the wanted man with a $5,000 reward. Burks was arrested outside his home in Hammond, Illinois, hours after the photos were posted and released 52 miles north of the bar. Downey applauded the multi-agency effort that led to Burks' peaceful apprehension. I want to commend the community at large, blah, blah, blah. I actually would prefer a non-peaceful apprehension. I feel like that's been done away with. This type of violent behavior has no place in our society. You say that as if some judge didn't let out a convicted murderer. A convicted murderer. Like, I feel like there's a pattern here. Maybe we shouldn't let convicted murderers out of prison for murder. Maybe we need capital punishment. You know, I feel like it would just solve a lot of our problems. Maybe we would have more of our own alive. You know, we just have a little bit of justice. Just a little bit, a smidge. Extremely appreciative of this overwhelming support we received from the public, the media, as well as our partners in the criminal justice system near and far. Burks was held in Indiana before he waived his extradition back to Illinois, but a pending case in Lake County will delay his move after a judge ordered the felony residential entry case must be resolved. Oh, so breaking and entering. Oh, he's already under investigation for another crime. Of course, of course. We got to resolve that crime before we can get to the murder. Okay, so we're going to do the felony break-in before we get to the murder. Okay, again, I feel like there's just a pattern here. You know, I feel like some of these people, you know, you give them one chance, give them two chances. At some point, we just got to say no. At some point, we just got to say no. Burks has multiple arrests in previous years, included for battery and alleged stalking. In 1994, before I was born, he was 15 years old. Burks pleaded guilty to 2 counts of murder. At 15? At 15 years old? Double homicide? You got to be tried as an adult at that point and just be sent away for life. Double homicide to then murder again? Why? What possible value would society have this person being out? But of course, that's the point. He was sentenced to 37 years in prison for a double murder, but served less than half, according to the outlet. So it's funny. He was in jail for like 20 years, maybe 15 years, whatever it was. Gets out, immediately starts doing crime again. And he's committed multiple crimes between now and another murder. Something tells me that this guy just shouldn't be out. At 15, I was very scared of women, I'll have you know. Yeah, I just don't get it. I mean, obviously, I get it, right? It's the tool, it's the demoralization, it's chaos, it's rules for ye and not for me, right? These judges and the 2-tier justice system, of course, because like, what did the guy at Charlottesville who ran somebody over while fleeing for his life, didn't he get like 400 years? Like quintuple life sentences for running somebody over, like fleeing a protest while people attacked his vehicle. He got like 400 years. And we give a double homicide, cold blood, 15. It's because it's 2-tiered, right? If you or I did anything towards these people, well, we're privileged, right? We're lesser, because we're the oppressor. It's all about gay Marxist power dynamics and Semitic racial politics. That's the tool, right? The tool of subversion. And it's a tragic loss of life. Now, this is funny. A new one just dropped. Wake up, babe. New slur just dropped. Most disrespectful thing I've seen in African tree hockey. African tree hockey. Noted African tree hockey player. Yeah, life plus 420 years. James Fields, 419, 419 years. African tree hockey. Many such African tree hockey aficionados. Here's another African tree hockey player. Florida man gets 4 years for trying to rob Taco Bell with a rock.
A man will spend 4 years in prison for robbing a Taco Bell.
Let me see your hands. Let me see your hands. Okay. Lay on your face.
Okay.
Now, full disclosure. Getting mauled by a dog is not fun, right? Like, I know some canine guys. I've been around the canine units. Having a dog coming after me that I obviously want to kill, but if then I kill the canine dog, like, I'm going to get killed, right? So it's either get mauled by the dog, which I don't want. That's going to be awful, all right? I feel it. That's going to be awful. Or get shot by the cop. Those are your options. Kill the dog, then die, and also be charged with murder. Or just let the dog maul you. And that's your option, bro. When the dog comes out, bro, not a good time. Now, this guy deserves it, though. So this is a little bit of Schadenfreude.
Let me see your hands. Let me see your hands. Okay. Lay on your face.
Ocala police found that suspect, Kawarin Anderson, hiding behind a dumpster nearby. Investigators say he broke in through the drive-through window with a large...
He just looks like a caveman. I don't even know what's going on. Is that some sort of like shirt wrapped around his head? Is that just his gray nappy hair? I don't know what's going on.
...large rock last July and demanded...
Oh yeah, no, Lightsport, I totally get it. Not resisting arrest or hiding, but like I'm saying, like put yourself in a scenario where like there's a canine unit responding to something, and for whatever reason, the cop then sicks the dog on you. Like your options are like, even if you're innocent, like shoot the dog and probably die by the police officer or get charged with murder or get mauled, right? And I don't want to get mauled by a dog. It's one of those experiences I just don't need. It's one of those things. Dogwater Dale's like, yeah, let's go. Well, I'm even saying like imagine just like some sort of like altercation where like you get into a fist fight with somebody else, and then a canine officer shows up and sicks his dog on like the innocent party accidentally because he doesn't know or something like that, right? And so like me as an innocent party who happens to have a dog on him, and this is just like a hypothetical in my head, right? I don't get into these situations anyways, but it's just I'm thinking about a hypothetical in which I have a dog coming at me that I cannot do anything to or else I die. And it's like I guess I just get mauled here, bro. Like this is not going to be fun. A dog bites, bro? A German Shepherd going at you, your legs, your arms, your hands. I don't know, bro. I've been attacked by dogs. It was not a pleasant experience. Not a pleasant time.
And in money, chasing employees out of the business.
I hate rock criminals. A man was sentenced to 4 years in prison after he attempted to rob a Taco Bell using a rock. See, I don't know. I feel like that should be more than 4 years. Because realistically, what's he actually going to serve? A year and a half? A year? Yeah, see, Lightsport says there's a good video where a dog comes out at one of the other LEs. Because like a dog is like, once the dog is deployed and it's doing its thing, like until the officer reaches that dog, the dog is going to continue to do its thing. So if it grabs the wrong person or a friendly or whatever else, like the dog is going to continue to do the dog thing until its handler comes there and resolves the situation. Yeah. But no, I feel like 4 years is way too little. I feel like for robbing with a deadly weapon, because if somebody said no and like he beat somebody over the head with a rock, like that could easily kill them. Like, I don't know why this would be treated differently than getting robbed at knife point or at gunpoint. I feel like 4 years is not enough. It needs way more. How do you know? Some people enjoy it. No, thank you. No, thank you. Threatening to rob plus abling cane, life in prison at best. I don't know. I feel like 4 years is not enough. And I feel like this type of person just like, what are the chances of reformation, right? You know, what are the chances of actual like being a productive member of society? Like it's pretty little. It's pretty little. All right. How about bad cops? Like this. I don't know if Ben's still listening, but this has got to be funny on a certain level. I think we're far enough into the video. We'll go through these two first. Okay. Actually, let me download them because downloading them is going to be more pleasurable for everybody involved, because that means we can pause, we can change the volume, we can do all that sort of fun stuff. So, and it's really fast. So we have some absolutely female disarmament, which is surprisingly common, unfortunately. That's going to be a wacky one, probably one of the worst ones I've seen, where a female is just absolutely incapacitated by Psycho Man on many drugs. He had all the drugs in his system. And it's this one. All right. So no audio in the beginning. Is that full screen? Can I make it bigger? No. Okay. No audio in the beginning, but this is a perp who you can see right here on the left-hand side. Female police officer. She is about to draw her weapon and comedy ensues. That took about 1 second. So it happens really fast. So the guy just continues walking. Oh, Ben is still here. Great. The man just continues to walks directly up to her, just grabs it, and while shouting at her. And at this point, the woman is cooked. It's over. It's tragic. Well, no, so he's physically holding the gun, I believe, out of battery. Like, he has some level of intelligence here. And so she is unable to do anything because she can't fight him. She's not big enough. And if she let goes of the gun to try and stop him, right? Because, like, female grip strength is like half of a man. Like half of a man. It's not very good in comparison. Their hands are smaller. It's not a good fight. All right. If you get into a grab a thing with a girl and lose, that's on you, bro. Or you wanted to. You never know.
Save the Jesus name! They're saving the Jesus name forever! They're saving the Jesus name forever! Oh my God! Oh my God! Forever!
And you can hear her, she's terrified. She doesn't know what to do. She's fighting. She's crying. And the guy is like spouting psychotic nonsense about being saved in the power of Jesus Christ, which is like, all right, amen. But at the same time, please do not be stealing my firearm and wrestling with me while shouting these things. You are obviously on, he's just discipling to her. True. He's like, according to 1 Timothy, you're not supposed to have authority over a man. So would you mind me disarming you, please? Imagine that.
Please don't shoot me! Please don't shoot me!
And what? This is the thing. She has no other option. She can only beg to the guy to not to kill her. Because can she do the same thing in reverse? Can she try and disarm him? No. She just awkwardly walks away and begs for her life. And she's very lucky. She's incredibly lucky. Because the guy does not have to give her her life back. Now, here we have a male police officer, and the situation is quite a bit different.
He's got a weapon! Put it down, dude! Put it down! Put it down!
I have no idea what this guy is saying. He's still spouting nonsense. He's going to actually try and get away in the cruiser. And this is the one part, maybe any of the police officers in chat, if you guys can let me know if this is proper to do. But he then disables the man, right? Wink, wink. Inside of is it because like you don't want him to have the police vehicle? I mean, there's other guns and stuff in there. You don't want him to get away, so you just end him.
Put it down!
So the guy is probably in a reduced state at the moment, if not currently passing out of this mortal coil. But if he gets into the cruiser and is attempting to flee, is that the proper, like, all right, it's time to make you not do this thing anymore? Yeah, bang, 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 bang. Compulsive Gunbar says, yep, more confrontation that women should not be beat cops. Anyone who still thinks this is controversial doesn't understand human physiology or morality. I mean, like, if we just rewind the tape before the man shows up, there's nothing she can do at this point, right? There is no way that she can fight the hands of this man who's not even a large man, but there is no way that she can beat this man in this scenario.
Save the Jesus name! They're saving the Jesus name forever! They're saving the Jesus name forever! Oh my God! Oh my God! Oh my God! Forever! Please don't shoot me! Please don't shoot me!
Well, and you can see the footage cuts, but she's running away, which, to be clear, is her only option. Like, and even after she loses the gun, she takes like 10 seconds to compose herself and physically get up to the point where she can run away. You can hear it in her voice, in her breathing. She's freaking out. She does not know what to do. She does not know what to do. She's tripping over herself. She gets up, looks at him, looks the other way, and runs, which is her only option. But yeah, it is. It's. You saw a hand, Gecko Chaser. You saw a hand, Gecko Chaser. Well, run is a strong word, but you can see her turn at right before it cuts to the other officer who's just coming in. You can see her turn, and she's going that way, right? She's not even going to try and stick out and help the other officer because I mean, you can see like right there, she's turning away. Oh wait, you guys can't see it. Let me pull it up. Yeah, like right there, she's getting up.
Please don't shoot me! Please don't shoot me!
She gets up, and then she oh my gosh, this might be a torta. And then she turns this way and then is walking away from the shooter. And then the second police officer, because you can see the same tree, he's now coming from her right side as she's fleeing away. He's coming in. Let me read the chat here for a second. Ice could have done that in 3. Man, I think he took a nap. Probably did. He probably did. Yeah, there you go. Thank you, Full Metal Jacket. James not supporting the independent woman. No, I mean, people make fun of James because, you know, he's like the more liberal of the group, but that like he's not a liberal. It's just funny that in comparison to some of the other takes, he's like the least spicy at times. That's funny. No backup firearm. I mean, like maybe she could pull out a taser, but like I don't love the odds. I personally would, like, if somebody had a gun on me and I have a taser on me, do I love that option? Not really. Like, not really. It's something, but not a great option. Ben for 5 says 1, disarmed an officer. Well, he has a firearm. He is armed and dangerous, like obviously, right? Refusing commands. True. Now attempting to flee is justified. Okay. Yeah, I just don't. Well, I mean, like, even if somebody's trying to steal a police cruiser, like, not only is that like a weapon, but has like other weapons inside of it, I would imagine. So, I mean, like, I'm sure there's some justification, but I mean, he was in a physical altercation with a cop, stole a firearm, resisting arrest, and then running away. So, you know, I'm just curious about like the textbook definition. Like, is that how you do it? Why are there stretch marks on her forearms? Yeah, I agree. Once the gun is gone, the female is like, I guess I die now. Like she cannot get the gun back, right? The power dynamics have changed in a way that she can't change. When she has the gun, there's a chance. Once the gun is gone, there's no chance. Yeah. Well, I mean, the guy was obviously dangerous, so people saying 100% should have been vented. But I mean, he was obviously dangerous, right? Insane man with a gun. I do want him stopped. I do want him to not be a public nuisance anymore, endangering the public. Did he just walk up and take it? Basically. So here's the very beginning. You can see the perp is right here. She has her door open, window down, and then looking at him. He just grabs it. She attempts to fight the hands. It's not going to work. Now she has one hand on the gun versus his 2. Right? You're always going to lose. You can see for like a split second, she tries to get the gun back with 2 hands, and then she gets thrown to the ground. But I mean, like, listen, there are like just physically, women like have like very reduced grip strength compared to men. So if I'm fighting with a woman over anything that comes to grip, like, there's like a handful of women in the world that could hold off like an average man, right? I don't know if you guys, there was this stupid lifting competition between like midgets, like legit midgets, and like fitness women, all right? And the male midgets destroyed the women. Like, you know, a 6'7", bodybuilder female could not handle like a 3 foot tall midget, like just destroyed them in everything. It was wild. But no, biology, it's real, bro. Now, this is another funny one. I use funny in a maybe not idyllic context here, but this is another female torta. Man, it feels bad too when they're all like overweight. Now, I've met some really nice female police officers. I've had chats with a few of them and whatnot, and it's always just in the back of my mind. I'm like, but what though? You're a nice person. Thank you for helping me out with this thing, but I feel like you shouldn't be doing that. Damn focus trip, your Seahawks might win the Super Bowl. Well, that'll make my family back home in Washington very happy. I don't care. Not my thing. Now, this was recorded on an Xbox 360 mic. So, yeah, very, very much so. But this is, in a world where people's lives weren't at stake, this would be so comical. So, I believe this is some sort of chase. And then he goes off the road, hits this pole, wrecks his car. She gets out to deal with him. Just walks over there, trips and falls. And then accidentally shoots the guy while she's trying to get up. And allegedly, this is her second negligent discharge on duty. Is there a 3 strike? Oh my gosh.
What is in your hand, sir? Show me your hand. You're still not showing me your hand, sir.
You shot him. You waddle, waddle, waddle till the very next day. Hey, sir, you got any bullet wounds? Is the gaping hole in his chest a giveaway or no?
I don't even want to call her a police officer, but if the police officer, would have stuck to the very basic core fundamentals of just...
Okay, so I don't know who this guy is. I just stole this off the internet, of course, but why did you dye your beard? Because I mean, you're losing some hair, right? You got the Brovet tats and probably the test to go along with it, but you're losing your hairline a little bit, which is fine. Happens to all of us, not a problem. But then you very obviously dyed your beard like the wrong color. I think dyed beards look awful. Horrible. Second random on his chest. How did you both think of that at the same time, dude? That's so funny. James, do I hear a wood in the chat, or are we passing on this one? I haven't seen any woods yet. All right. To be fair, wow. All right. That was too far for the chat. That woman. Oh, I know. Yeah. The dyed beards look bad. They always look bad.
Just shooter safety. Keeping your fingers straighten off the trigger. An exaggerated straighten off the trigger. Especially when you fall on the ground because you're a fat ass. Then this person wouldn't have died. She would not have been charged with manslaughter. Yes, she was charged with manslaughter for wrongful death. The family got $1 million for it.
Again, it's like comical in like the cosmic sense of you win the Darwin Prize from somebody else, right? But then, you know, whatever that guy was involved with, drunk driving or drugs or something like that, it didn't warrant a death sentence. And then just by virtue of the wrong person shows up to your, you know, call or whatever it is, you get the death penalty for it accidentally, you know? What did Crack just send me? Oh no. Is this Crack? Is this kosher for stream? Can I play it on stream?
Stick to the fundamentals and you will not go through an unbelievable amount of pain in your life. And God She was fat.
Yeah, no, the Sam Hyde clip's like, well, listen, female cop, I hope you wore your vest. That is the option, right? So there's different like levels of escalation, right? So like if I'm interacting with somebody and he's not listening or he's not complying or something, like I have physical force, and then I have like, you know, taser, and then like life threatening, I have a gun, right? With a woman, it's like I have a gun. That's the only thing that can give me the advantage over somebody else. So it's like that's why there's this higher rate of this happening, or a higher possibility of this happening, is because you have less options. All right. Safe for stream. All right. Well, I do want to I don't really want to, but we're going to look at this again. So I don't know if she admitted to accidentally pulling the trigger. What probably happened was that there was nothing in his hands and she shot him just for exiting a crashed vehicle. And she's like on the ground and panicking and barely holding on to the gun in her weak hand. And then she shoots him. No first aid, no nothing. She waddles away, turns off her sirens, comes back out. And I mean, just watch this. Like, I feel like you shouldn't be a police officer.
What is in your hand, sir?
Just the lack of care. The lack of care. Lightspore did not say wood. He's lying. Sometimes they have a gun they think is a taser. And also, Josh, get out of here. Get out. Josh, get out. Unbelievable, dude. Josh has AIDS, you know. Wild. All right. I'll copy and paste this over here. Let's see. What the heck is even this nonsense? Oh, is this going to get me a copyright claim? Watch this. Watch this copyright claim for anime. Of all things, I'm going to get another copyright claim for anime. Accurate, bro. True. Dude, I haven't seen this before. Is this a meme that dates me? Is this what? All right. All right. That's a child, sir. That's a child. I'm gonna need to check your hard drive. Oh, this is great. Middle Eastern anime? Really? Wild. I mean, accurate though. It is accurate. All right. Well, gentlemen, we have one of the moments of all time. All right. This is called when carjacking a police car goes wrong. Dude, that must predate me. I've never seen that before. Arab wedding anime. Wild. Yeah, Crack knows his stuff. Classic art, I guess. There's no law against horse crust, Batman. You can't stop me, Batman. I'm gonna do it, Batman. There's no rules against Uma Musume, Batman. Joker, wait.
Oh my God, he just stole the cop car.
We have reached the 2-minute warning here on Christmas Day.
Can we get you off the freeway? We just want to get you off. The trespass.
I just want to get you off. Wait, why are we talking about trench grenade? Carver, we're not talking about trench grenade tonight. I wasn't planning on it. Why should we? Thank you, Crack, by the way. I appreciate you.
Right now, being on the freeway, okay? We're trying to help you out by not doing anything else. We'll happily give you a ride off. You can take it anywhere you want. You will not take me right. I mean, the alternative is, we don't want to put you.
Now, I don't know if this guy's on drugs or just massively depressed autist. Okay, but there's some sort of like psychotic break, special needs, drug-induced paranoia going on with this guy. And he's not like directly harming anyone because he's just like walking into the freeway, which I believe this is in Washington somewhere. It's always in Washington, isn't it? And he's just being a psycho. Like, I don't know if he's contemplating like death by passerby, which is tragic, of course. So I totally get why the cops are here trying to get him off the freeway. The cops are being really polite too. Like, hey, listen, we just want to get you off of here. We want to make sure you're safe. In some ways, they're being a little too nice, obviously, because of what this is about to ensue here. That could be stopped with a little bit of force, but they're being nice. His GT collab. Oh, is it out? Is his GT collab out? I thought it wasn't out till like later. I didn't know it was here. Let me find it. Dude, but if it's just like tactic stuff, I'm sure it's fine. No, it's not out yet. We mentioned that they're gonna have a collab, but no, it's not out yet. I don't know what you're talking about. I don't know what you're talking about, bro. It's not out yet.
Handcuffs or anything.
He's refusing to get a ride from us off the freeway, but he also doesn't want to walk off the freeway.
We would rather just have you just go in our car. We get you somewhere safe, anywhere you want. If you want something warm, we can get you something warm. If you want something to drink, we can get something to drink. But we just can't have you on the freeway.
So like, these guys are being really nice, like really nice, trying to do the least escalating way to get this guy off the road. Which, I mean, like, I'm fine with it in some cases, but after a while, like, once they, like, stop, you know, responding or doing what you want them to do, at some point, there's like 6 of you. You need to just remove him for the safety of everybody involved.
You are mad. I'm not mad. I'm not mad at you. We're just trying to get you safe.
We won't make you go in the car, but we'll allow you to get in our cars, and we can take you.
Well, no, I think it is sad. Autistic Endeavor, great name, by the way. Because I don't know, is the guy like just depressed and he's like just walking out into the road? Is he having a bit of a break or something? And I think it is like the right thing to try and resolve it as peacefully as possible, of course. Because again, the worst thing that he's going to do here is get run over, right? And cause property damage, maybe injure a driver, but we hope not. But I mean, if he was out here waving a gun around, different story, obviously. But it seems like this is like almost like a suicide by passerby.
Anywhere.
Or if you don't really want to ride with us, we can walk the track, keep the right shoulder, and you can continue walking off the next exit, and we'll follow you to make sure no one hurts you. Okay?
Will you follow me home? No.
Where's Holman?
Stanwood.
We wouldn't be able to go all the way to Stanwood, but we can at least like get you like to the light rail station, which goes all the way to Linwood now. Or we can stop all the traffic for you, have you just walk across to the shoulder, and just we'll slowly follow you off the freeway.
How long?
Just wait until we block the traffic, but until then, don't move or anything, okay? We'll stop all these cars, and we'll have you move over to the right shoulder, okay?
He wants to continue walking and spin him clear off the right shoulder.
Dude, this is so funny because if you don't know, the traffic on I-5 in Washington is always horrible. Always horrible. It's a beautiful place to live. I lived there for 27 years until Jay Inslee kicked me out, but beautiful place to live. The traffic is always awful. And to think of like, this is the reason why the traffic is awful through Tacoma. It's because of like, you know, just some guy having a mental breakdown in the middle of the road and the cops are being very nice. All right. But when you're in traffic for 2 hours, it doesn't feel very nice.
They're limited access freeways. You're trespassing, okay? It's something you can get arrested for. We don't want to do that. We don't care about that. We just want to get you safely out of here, okay? All right, come on. Let's walk over. Come on, walk over. Come on. Walk over. Okay, we're good. And then we're gonna
walk with me and talk real quick.
She's gonna be with you. My car's all the way back there, okay?
Officers painstakingly follow the man in the...
Whoa, that Somali spotted, light bulb spotted.
Walk over. Come on. My car's all the way back there, okay?
Officers painstakingly...
And I mean, he was being really nice too. If this is the same officers that was talking to him, he was legitimately being really nice to him.
Painstakingly follow the man in the slow lane. Along the way, the officer continues to offer assistance.
Are you sure you don't want us to give you a ride, bro? Because that exit is hella far. Is there someone I can call for you?
Please, just let me walk.
Okay. Let's cross over to the right now. Cross over to the right. You want to keep walking or you want me to give you a ride?
If I can sit in the front seat, sure.
It's against our policy, but I won't put cuffs in you or anything. I'll just have you sit in the back, but no cuffs.
You can't get out from the inside.
No, I'll open it. I promise you I'll open it.
No, you won't.
I swear to God, I'll open it. I promise you, brother. It's a holiday today. I wouldn't lie to you. I swear I'll open it.
This is what I deserve.
Jake, stop horny posting in chat, you weirdo.
I didn't do anything, brother.
No, I'm saying you did. I'm not saying you did.
See, yeah, this is the thing. At some point, like, he needs to get in the back of a vehicle and he needs to be dropped off somewhere safe because he is actually a danger to himself and others, right? And he's obviously not complying. Nah, put the blonde on. Get her back on here. Josh, put a girl on. Put a girl on.
But I'm more than happy to give you a ride, bro. Like, and I'm not gonna put cuffs on you. I promise I'll open the door. I can get you something to eat if you want to.
You have any water?
You want some water?
I'm so sorry. I know it's my fault.
You have water? You have water? Or it's in the trunk? I'll grab it. Here you go, brother. You sure you don't want to hop in? Like, I promise I'll let you. I'm not going to put you in cuffs or anything. I promise. I swear I'll just take you off to the exit. It's not your fault, bro. We just want to get you off really safe, right? That's all it is, bro.
I didn't even know how this could happen.
You're good. You're good. You have like a family member I can call, a friend I can call? No? Okay.
Wait, just north of right here.
You want to keep walking? Okay. We're going to keep walking.
Yeah, disagreeing.
Are you happy? Okay, she was on there for like 0.5 seconds. The blonde was back. Okay, relax. Okay.
Keep walking.
Where did you come from right now?
Seattle.
Like, what were you doing in Seattle? Like, just hanging out, or?
I had a bad feeling.
Like, bad feeling about what?
I don't want to talk about it.
Okay, fair enough.
Yeah, something happened. Like, the guy was living somewhere. Something was going on. There's some sort of traumatic episode, mental break, combined with autism, depression, whatever the backstory is probably really sad. But as the police officer, your job is to protect him and everybody else in that area. So you kind of need to do the thing now. Like, it's gone on for long enough.
I mean, I don't know, but if you don't want to talk about it, that's fine.
I'm not trying to be rude.
No, you're good, bro. I understand. I'm not taking it as rude. That's the Northgate station right there.
Get up to right here till the police stop.
The guy is clearly based, can't even walk on the side of the road anymore. What has this world come to? I mean, listen, like 50 years ago, somebody walking on the side of the road, it'd probably be normal. But in a low trust modern America, people are very uptight about all this sort of silly shenanigans. So I get it. I get it. And I wish the world was simpler and, maybe in an America of 100 million people. You never know what could happen.
For a second.
We're right over there?
For a second.
Okay. So when we came to a stop on the right shoulder to Northgate. What's going on? You said you wanted to talk, right? What's going on? I didn't even introduce myself. My name's Abdul. Everything's being recorded, okay? I never asked you at all, like, what was your name, your first name? What's your first name? Nice to meet you, Alex. I don't want you to get freaked out or anything. That right there is our lieutenant. I know you said you wanted to talk. What do you want to talk about? Like, how can we help you?
Well, the light rail isn't running.
It is.
Like, they're being really nice, like offering the guy, like, we'll go get you some food. We'll go get you out of here. Like Washington cops are, pansies in a way, right? And that's part of their policy. They're very, very lax on crime, which sounds really nice, right? It sounds really nice to be really nice to everybody. But then you also have the 3rd Street smasher in Seattle, and he gouges your 80-year-old grandma's eye out with a 2x4. And you're like, oh, maybe they shouldn't be quite so lax on crime. Maybe there's a balance somewhere in the middle,
Be cold. I know you're cold, bro.
I am cold.
Well, they're at some point, if you're the police officer, it's your job to enforce the law to protect everybody around you. You need to not have him on the freeway about to jump in front of a semi-truck, right? Because then the semi-truck careens into a family of 4, which goes off the road, and it just causes a horrible scene, right? It is your job to make sure that you don't have these people doing this thing. And it's tragic because the guy is like some sort of mental deficiency, some sort of mental break. But at some point, you do have to enforce the law against this guy's will, right? And they're doing the thing right now. They're talking to him. He's in a safe space, kind of near an off-ramp. They're talking to him. They're trying to work through it. So they're doing the right thing right now. But at some point, they do have to escalate it, right? At some point along the way.
Oh, it's warm in the car. Like, I'll get you to the train station, and it's a lot warmer inside over there as well. So we're just gonna keep taking the exit then?
Yeah.
Okay. Are you sure you don't want to hop in? I'll take you to the. I'll drop you off right in front of the train station, bro.
Sorry, I'm just a little tired.
I know. Completely understandable.
Just a moment.
No.
I know I'm a piece of shit.
Nope.
We're wasting your guys' time,
nope.
right?
Nope. You're not wasting our time, brother. This is like our job, you know? Like, I don't want you thinking that you're burdening us at all, okay? Because you're not. Yep.
Have a good night, Darth Squidius. Have a good night, Darth Squidius. Sorry about your headphones, bro. That's tragic.
Who I am.
Yeah, so, yeah. You're not a piece of shit, bro.
I am, though. That's the thing.
I don't think you are.
Let's see if I have a blanket. You want to put this over you? Just so it holds the rain a little bit. It's a blanket.
I can move it.
You're good.
It's okay.
I just don't want it to get wet, the bottom. If you just want to toss it over your back and then I'll...
It's okay.
I got you.
It's okay.
I got you, brother. No worries. You're not burdening us, okay? You're not burdening us at all. I'll have you just go in my car. It's warm in there. I have the heat blasting in there right now, bro.
You want me to take these stairs? I don't mind driving.
If there was a way to get out...
Get out where?
Of the back seat, sure. Yeah.
Well, you will get out when you get to Stanwood. You'll look around. You don't have to get in the car with that. We're kind of at the point in time where we can't. Okay.
You want to keep walking? Okay, I'll keep following you then, okay? What's up?
Train's not moving, bro.
He said, the train is moving, bro. It comes every 15 minutes. But we're at a point now where we cannot keep going back and forth. We're being very, very, very nice to you right now. Please.
I know you are.
Like, I'm just trying to get you off the road, bro. That's really all it is.
I don't...
That's just being Somali, okay? It comes with the territory. All right. One man has a problem with the outside of his head, and the other man has a problem with the inside of his head. Together, they complete each other.
And she even offered you to take you all the way to Stanwood.
I don't have money.
Oh, we can, yeah, we'll pay for that.
We gotta get there, okay? That's the goal.
You want to at least hop in the back of the car real quick, warm up?
I just gotta get over it, right?
Yeah.
Sorry, it's a hard thing.
No.
To accept.
No. He said there was something, but he doesn't want to talk about it. Like, have you had bad experiences with us before? Is that what it is, or? No? We lost one of our troopers like this.
Anybody else, okay?
Including you.
You guys are being very nice. I don't deserve it, okay? And I understand that, right?
You can say you don't deserve it, but we still have a job to do, and we still have a duty to make sure that you're okay and to protect you. We're not gonna leave. We're not gonna leave here and just let you wander. Okay? Look, the train is running. You see it too? It's moving right now. So hey. So that's the reason. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Okay. So.
See, it's supposed to be jokes in the chat, James. All right, we're like, this is TMI. Okay, this is way too much. I don't need to know this. All right, I'm not going to talk about this on Tuesday. This is not a topic. Taking notes for roleplay with the wife. I originally got the handcuffs with another scenario in mind, but ... TMI, please.
There are two options right now. Well, either we will put you in the car, or you will walk off. Okay, that's where we are right now. Okay.
I'm just looking.
Okay, you're good. Let's keep walking off. Okay.
Dark versus Mommy Cop roleplay. Mommy Cop ASMR. Actually, that is a good jawline, though. That is a good jawline. Strong jawline.
I'm gonna, yeah.
Next time we might have the ITA.
Yep.
Okay, because this is going to be too much.
Yep.
And he's obviously going through something.
Okay, so Lig Handy says this is why a girl has never been a guest on stream. This is true. I've never had a female on stream. I've been streaming for like 2 years now. I've never had a female guest ever. But I do think it would be funny to have a couple wacky females on stream. All right. I think Like, this is purely from a monetary perspective, but I think that T97 would be hilarious because the chat would hate her. Okay, I think it would be hilarious to add a female version of Jordan Jareb on stream. I think it would be very funny. Boondock and T97. But Boondock is like an actual serious person. I'm not just going to drag somebody around and be like, hey, be funny for my audience now. Make them, yes, let them laugh at you. Yes. See how silly you are. Yes. No, I would actually need like a real topic of conversation. Okay. But not just, but T97, however, yes. Let the audience mock you. Yes.
I don't want to deal with him getting hit or one of us getting hit.
Yeah, sounds good.
That's a dude.
We'll start from there. Your overall takeaway for Josh Johnson.
Oh, there he goes. He's making, finally. All right, finally. He's making a move.
I don't want to deal with him getting hit or one of us getting hit.
Yeah, sounds good.
We'll start from there. Your overall takeaway for Josh Johnson.
Hey, stop! Hey, stop! The pedestrian just ran into traffic right now. He's on the main line. If we can get another unit. Hey! Get off the road! Get off the road! Get off the road, please! Please, bro, please! Stop, please! Please, stop! Please, bro, stop! Stop, please! So I'm giving him commands right now. He's refusing. All traffic is stopped on the main line. Hey, please, bro, stop! Please stop!
No, bro. Dude, this should be a penguin meme, you know? It's like, why? We've tried to reason with him. We tried to give him places to go. We tried to keep him comfortable. Why? Why does he want to cross the road? Right? While some of you survived, he lived.
Bro, please stop! Stop! Stop, bro, please! Get on the ground, now you're gonna get taken. Stop! Get on the ground! Get on the ground! Please get on the ground! Get on the ground! Get on the ground! Get on the ground! Get on the ground right now! Stop!
Let's go! You got it, man. Don't get hit by a
He's
car.
running across the southbound lanes right now.
Wild.
Left shoulder of the southbound lane.
All right, there's a lesson here, guys. All right, there's a lesson here about kindness. There's a lesson here about patience. There's a lesson here about all of these things, the deference that we show to criminals, all right? There's a lesson here in all of that, in the leniency that they take advantage of, all right?
Okay. Get off the road! Get off the road!
Left shoulder.
Yeah, get off the road! Yeah, you are. Here, get off.
Now, this is a video that we actually saw like a couple weeks ago. We watched this before SHOT Show, I want to say, of this happening out here where he just physically removes the woman from the car. But we had no idea the full context of this, how nice they were being. But now he's not being so nice anymore all of a sudden.
Bro, get off the road!
Please, bro, please!
Holy shit. Yeah, you are. Here, get
Please,
off.
bro.
Get off the road!
Please, bro, please!
Holy shit.
Is he like mocking them? He's like, please, bro. Is he mocking? Because that's his voice, right? Mocking the woman as he throws her out of the car?
Holy shit. Yeah, you are. Here, get off.
Please, bro.
Get off the road!
Please, bro, please!
Holy shit.
Like, he locks the car immediately. Like, duh, there's a pedestrian. Somebody who I don't want in my vehicle. I shall lock the door. No! And again, just like a portly Redditoid, right? That's what he looks like. He's like a portly Redditoid, just demolishes average female police officer with almost no fight at all. No!
Holy shit. No! No! No!
He's like, well, this is awkward. What do I do now?
Oh my God, he just stole the cop car.
Officers quickly lose track of the stolen cruiser and attempt to locate him via traffic cam footage. As of now, any dash cam footage that might have been recording in the stolen cruiser is unavailable.
Yeah, call 911. He went north on.
The stupid officer is going up to a civilian like, hey, could you, I knew I'm a police officer, but I don't have my phone on me. Can you call 911, please?
Have I local agencies?
See, you guys gotta wait. It's patience, okay? Patience, all right? Good things come to those who wait. Not like the police officers. That was too much patience, too much deference, all right? Too much leniency. But now we get to the goal.
I'm still northbound. He's crossing towards the right shoulder.
802 observing 6-lane vehicle north on 1147.
Disregard. 1537. Verify she's still a patrol car?
He ripped her out of her patrol car, threw her on the ground, and took her vehicle.
He stole my patrol car. He's heading north.
Does anybody have eyes on the vehicle?
Negative. No eyes on the vehicle.
Wait, did you instinctively get in the back of the cruiser? Why is she sitting in the back of the cruiser? Why would you? Yeah, why are you in the back? Officer 2, why'd you get in the back of the cruiser?
Patrol car is heading north.
Does anybody have eyes on the vehicle?
Negative. No eyes on the vehicle.
It's on the camera north from 175th. The first unit has no ability to hit the car. Leave the vehicle exit.
Oh, well, that's escalation. All right. From like massive deference, being as kind, as nice, as offering as possible to fucking hit the car. Kill him. Take him down.
It's 205th. It's not showing up with GPS. We're calling DOT to find out which way it went on 205th. Back on to northbound from 230th.
Okay, keep going. Back on from northbound.
02.
Does any unit have 6-9?
I do. You do. You have me. What? They asked if you have me.
802 has 6-9.
Yeah.
Can you ask 6-9 what radios she was scanning?
North.
She's getting north.
Bro, dude, Washington drivers, awful. Hey, there's a police officer coming up behind you really fast with his lights and sirens on. How about you get out of his way? Yeah, how about that? Not slowly inch over. Jeez.
Make sure it's 6 times phone still in your vehicle and ICD track.
Yeah, it is. Tell him it is. Yeah, my phone's in there.
The only visual we could see was it going straight. The trees are in the way, and we did not regain visual.
Do you have a phone I could use?
To the units that are closest to the last known location, you need to listen to the radio. Radio has repeated itself 3 times already. Listen to the radio.
Hey, so both my phones are in there, and then I have a Find My Phone app on it for my personal phone.
He's coming at you. 802. Traffic time has visual coming at 802 1186.
It's visual turning around.
802 has visual crossing 184. He's in lane 1. Passing 184 on lane 1 or 57.
I just go, wow.
I'll be second.
Oh my gosh.
I'll be calling it. We're continuing southbound Alderwood Mall Parkway, approaching Beach Road, speed 61 miles an hour. We're making a right turn now on the Alderwood Mall Boulevard from Alderwood Mall Parkway.
I do want to be clear, though. The female officer ripped out of the car. I don't think that was the supervisor, because the supervisor was wearing blue and that lady was wearing black. So it was a different female police officer. The caked up one probably would have been able to resist. All right. There's a little more meat in there.
Right on the Alderwood Mall Boulevard, 1157.
Well, we have it. Never mind. I'll call you back.
60 miles an hour. Traffic is light. Roadway is wet.
Verify 2-2 authorized to pit for that vehicle, correct?
Right. And pit the vehicle.
So we're going to a test shot. Let's switch spots real quick. So I'll be...
All right, I'm not gonna lie though, guys. Like, if I had no morals, all right, and I just had like let's imagine a Groundhog's Day scenario where I just relive the same day over and over again, stealing cop cars and driving around for fun. I do it a couple times, yeah, you know, Sky King a little bit. I'd have some shenanigans, all right. It's in a Groundhog's Day scenario where, you know, no permanent consequences for my actions, but stealing a police car, driving around with the sirens on, I'd do it. Yeah. Very GTA pilled.
I'm right now gonna try to go in for a pit. We made a right-hand turn. We're going southbound 44th Avenue West, getting back onto southbound I-5 right now.
Okay, Jake, that's because your mind went to the to the caked up police officer. That's what you were thinking, Jake. All right. I'm like, oh, I'll have fun and I'll have shenanigans. And then Jake was like, where does she live? Oh, jeez. Jeez, Jake. Jeez.
Secondary. 12 secondary, 11 p.m.
We're going from here now. You just dodged me. I'm gonna attempt it again. We're still southbound north of.
Bro, would you really pit maneuver with so many people around? Really? Sorry, guys. My bad. Oh, stop it. Stop it. Bro, there's a lot of people around though. I feel like maybe waiting for a more opportune moment, but there's a lot of people around to hit in the rain. Wild.
220th, 80 miles an hour. We're between the left lane and lane 2.
Oh, are we getting him? What do we do? Get him, get him. Oh, trying to slow him down. All right. There you go. Nice. Oh, save it, save it, save it, save it. Oh, uh-oh. Oh, nice. You got him. Oh, is that a hero civilian? Or no, that's an undercover car. Okay.
Vehicle pit, wrong way, 129, 1200. Vehicle pit, wrong way, 129, 1200.
Oh wait, did Lightbulb guy, did he come back to do the pit himself? Was that him? Because that's, or just another officer of color? Yeah, that is him. Wild, dude. Wild that he ended up getting the takedown.
Hey, you back up, back up, back up. Rachel, back up. Hey.
Oh, she's locked inside. Aww. Aww.
Let's move for Russell. Get off the car! Get off the car now! Get off the car! Get off the car! Get off the car! Get off the car! Put your hands up! Put your hands up!
Dude, Jake is so happy right now. Jake would be screaming for a different reason right now with that officer on top of him, okay? Jake would be so happy. So happy.
He's on the power! He's on the power! Get your hands up! He's on the power! He's out of the car!
Get your hands out! Get your hands out! Someone got his helmet! Nope, got him. Mother.
Go in the car!
I'm doing my nose, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Put the wrong cuffs on him. Joint settles. Start 8. Get the cautionary. Stay the still. We have 13. We have 1 in custody. Hold the call. Recover position. Move over. Recover position.
I'm actually going to look up this case after we're done here. There's only a couple minutes left, and see like what was the resolution, what was the problem.
Blood. Okay. You got fire coming?
Yes. Breathe. You good?
Yeah.
All right. Let me check on you real quick. What hurts?
Nothing, bro. This doesn't. All right.
Are you okay?
Airbag. Yeah.
Are you okay?
Yeah, I'm okay.
You know you're bleeding.
I'm gonna wipe it down. You okay?
Sorry, everyone.
There's like 16 police officers pulled over here, and you're like, bro, I'm just trying to go home. Please move your vehicles out of the road, please.
No.
All right. I know it. You know it. Everybody in the chat, they're thinking the same thing. Unbelievable.
I'm sorry. It's okay. This is science. It's okay. You guys all good?
Yeah. Everybody's striking in the face. All right, thank you.
Was there a trooper in the car?
Yeah, it was ours. Yeah, it was my car. No.
Were you in the car?
No.
Okay.
No. He ran across all lanes, went over to the south lanes, and then up down lanes. I was getting on the north gate to put across because I thought he was express lanes. Yeah, I went to go grab him. And then she went to go grab him. I saw her go hands up, and he like threw on the ground.
Logan, that's the opposite problem, though. Logan's like, I'm not thinking anything because there's nothing going on inside. It's just a gray blob inside of Logan's head. Logan couldn't even think of anything dirty, and that's the advantage of being Logan, being pure like that. True.
She was trying to keep her car. He got in her car and he just took off.
Why did you say?
I can't. Yeah. Right, okay.
You good, AB? Yeah. Ready? Thank you. You okay? Yeah. Wait for you okay?
All right?
Yeah. Got here when you did it.
You all right?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
You good?
That's all that matters.
Yep. Do you have any power?
They're so uplifting, it's obnoxious, right? It's like, come on, be mean to each other or something, right? It's like, it's a little too gay, okay? What do you think got you into this circumstance to begin with? Now, let me see here. So, Seattle carjacking. I want to see what actually happened to these people. Carjacked by a man on the freeway. Yes. Let me see here. Suspect. Here we go. Okay. There it is. Let's see. Suspect smoked meth before carjacking, Washington trooper report says. Seattle, a man who carjacked a Washington State Patrol trooper on I-5 on Christmas Day. This was a couple minutes ago. Told officers he had smoked meth before the incident, according to a newly released arrest report obtained by Como. Alexander Eugene Smith, 24, is being held, 24 years old, is being held in the county jail on charges of robbery, attempting to elude, possession of a stolen vehicle, assault, and driving under the influence. Smith refused to appear in his first court appearance on Friday afternoon. According to Smith's arrest report, responded to I-5. Yeah, we just watched all that. Immediately arrested. Yep. Driver's license. Well, now I'm going to look it up. Let me see. Search the web. And let's see. I want to see a follow-up update. Smoked meth. Yeah. It's being held, but can I get an update on it? Charging. Is he in prison? Like, what happened? Can we get an update on it? This article's from January. It's not any. Does it have any more? Oh, no, it's published on. Damn. Is there an update? No. Yep. I'm not good at finding like information on, whether somebody's currently serving time or trials or anything else like that. But I hope the man got the help that he needs. Well, he'll at least be in forced cold turkey in jail. Oh, she's gone. Tragic. The guy looked 34. Yeah, meth is not kind to you at all. I know a few people on meth in Washington. Washington, unfortunately, I-5, lots of drugs and Mexicans. Over on Ko-Fi, P on a 320 for $50.
Oh, shit, nigga!
He says, "Hi, John. As it seems I am not long for this world, given the current circumstances." P on a 320, I'm really sorry to hear that, man. As it seems I'm not long for this world, given the current circumstances. Longtime fan, but usually had to watch the day after. Sadly, this may be the last stream I can catch. Can you send me a message? That's not cool. I'm really sorry to hear that, man. Thank you for creating an amazing community, praying for all stream members and their families. Well, thank you, Piano 320. I'd be happy to pray for you as well. Let me send you a message. But yeah, I mean, if you need prayers or support in some way, we would all be very happy to help you. I appreciate you being a part of the community, and thank you very much for the support. But I'm really sorry to hear whatever it is that you're going through, sir. I'll send you a message. Yeah, I mean, I'm really sorry to hear that, man. I hope things are going well, or I hope things can get better. And if not, let me know. I sent you a message. Just respond. Let me know if there's anything I can do for you. Okay. Yeah, prayers in the chat for Piano 320. It does not sound like he's going through anything nice. Really tragic to hear, man. Polly B, also for 20, over on Ko-Fi, says, when we win, we're going to have a new Bill of Rights with anachronisms. Like the Third Amendment about not quartering soldiers, it would be something like, it's a crime to not charge criminals with a crime. And like 3A, it would seem almost comically unnecessary to spell it out, and yet. Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. Prayers in the chat for Piano 320. And if there's anything we can do, bro, just reach out. We'd be happy to help. Happy to help, man. Yeah, but that is it for the stream, guys. So I want to thank everybody for hanging out. I'm gonna read through the rest of these chats and supports, but what's more important than that right now, if you guys want to say a prayer for Piano 320 over on Ko-Fi, not sure his real name, but yeah, whatever he's going through, not fun. If it's some sort of terminal illness, I'm really sorry about that, and pray for you, man. But if you need something to help with family or circumstances, we'd be happy to do that. I would be. Logan for 2 says, I thought this was an anime channel. I'm unsubbing. No, we're here for the boys. That's what this channel's for. We're here for the boys. Thank you, Logan. Noob Actual for 2 says, Brad Arnold of 3 Doors Down is dead from cancer. Well, that's also tragic in a different way. I hope it's not a similar circumstance to Piano 320. Yeah. Rest in peace. Well, it got really dark at the end of stream, but that's okay. We're here for each other. LTC Part Major for 2 says, range trip when double out Sean when? Speaking of crazy people on drugs, Jay Lewis for 5 says, M&P gang. Yeah, I'm going to do a bunch of dry fire with that after this, hopefully. And praying for Piano 320. Josh for 2 says, I like fire truck and airplane. I like fire truck and airplane. Yeah. Little autistic man on meth. Zanico for 5 says, that bar is 25 minutes for me. I'm on the Indiana side. That's tragic, man. Another tragic story from earlier. Thank you, Zanico. Amrite Boy for 2 says, Mill LEO dogs do not F around and will mess anyone up. Yes, I do not want that experience. Thank you, Amrite Boy. Central Sans Defense says, oh shit, here we go. Yeah, I hope you enjoyed that ride. I hope you loved the soft hands, brother, of the Washington State Police. Subarctic Psycho for 2 says, if it's a 320, I'm giving it back to her. Oh, you disarm a female police officer and you're like, actually, I don't like this one. You have it. Central Sans Defense for 5 says, it's a fun reminder that when you call 911, there is a chance that this is what responds to your emergency. talking about the orca land whale that assaulted or murdered that gentleman getting out of his car. Thank you, Ben. Appreciate it. Central Stands Defense for 5 says, stop torturing me. Why my wife is sick of me yelling at the screen. Many such cases tonight of police, different levels of police competency. I will say, though, that the men ended up okay, all right? Like, even the light bulbs, the men ended up okay, all right? They did the right thing. The women, not so much. Not so much. Actually, it's funny. The women in every single clip that we watched failed. The women were the weak point, literally and metaphorically every single time. Central Sands Defense. Thank you for that. Appreciate it. Polly B for 2 says, literally screaming like Slippy in Star Fox. No. Tragic. DM Louise for 2 says, how to escalate police encounters 101. Yeah, ripping the girl out of her car and stealing the car is a choice. Thank you, DM Louise. Jay Lewis for 5 says, good night, friends, ending on a low note. A little bit. Prayers in the chat for Piana 320. And if he reaches out to me and lets me know that I can do anything for him, I will absolutely do my best to do that. But thank you very much, everybody, for watching, for hanging out. I hope that you have a good sports ball day tomorrow. But much, much more importantly than that, I hope you guys go to church and spend time with family, because you never know how much time you got left. With all that out of the way, gentlemen, thank you so much for watching. Hope you enjoyed. Godspeed and God bless.
Cannot believe how beautiful your voice is, but I can't